This world is sour. And here, sourer still, a stinking sump of rust and ruin. A hollow, boiling beneath the reel. The landlord here was a hungry man. Took everything he could. Money, time, teeth, blood. Folded in on himself with the want. Then it found him. Bound him in a hell all his own. Twisted him monstrous. Gave back that hunger tenfold and watched it run rampant. By the time we found him, there were dozens dead in their beds. Normal folk can't see it. They can't taste the rot on their tongue. But you can. It's in your soul. It marked you as one of its own. And one day, it'll take you too. But not today. Today, we make this world better. Today, we cut that cancer out with blade and bullet. Come with me into the hollow. You are a hunter. And today, you will hunt.
Hello everyone and welcome to our Rowan, Rook and Decard actual play of Hollows. It's me, CJ, and we'll be joined shortly by Grant Howitt, our GM, as well as Chris Taylor, Chant Evans and Elaine Lithgow, and myself, who are all going to be very willing, very excited players. But first I want to take care of all of our upkeep and let you see some of these cool bits of art by Sam Lamont while I do. If you have not yet gotten your Hollows Quick Start, you can do so by going to rrdgames.com/hollows. That will take you to our live backer kit page. Yes, we are live, very exciting. And from there you can see the narrative trailer you just witnessed, the gameplay trailer, which I'll play for you at the end of our episode, and a little banner that says get your free Quick Start here. We have our VTT here on Tabletop Sim, and if you also would like to get a hold of that VTT, you can do so on our Hollows resources page on our website. I think that's about it, so let's get in.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever, good night, and welcome to Hollows, the Sins of Grisham Priory, the slightly adapted version. Chris, stop playing with your little character. So, are you just shuffling your mini?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Hello. We are here in Tabletop Simulator. Chris, stop playing with the dice. We're here in
I've got the
Tabletop
ADHDs. Medical. I've got to do this for my health.
I got the ADHDs. We've all got ADHD, Chris.
Damn it.
So, hello, hi, good morning. Welcome to Hollows, the Sins of Grisham Priory. As CJ mentioned, this is a slightly enhanced version of the Quick Start. We cut a lot of the rules out of the Quick Start, and we're putting them back in to show off what the full experience of Hollows will be like, and also because it's more fun that way. Last week, our heroes fought the Guardian Hound pretty handily. I very nearly killed most of them. And I'm really upset that I didn't get the opportunity to actually kill all of them. But we'll see how it goes, because the Guardian Hound is the easiest fight in the adventure, and we'll see what happens once people start going up against real baddies, like today's baddie, called the Tailor. But before we get to the Tailor, we've got a bit of role-playing. Let's set the scene. So, you've just finished butchering the Guardian Hound, or I guess just sort of bleeding it. Just getting...
Well, the baptism was bleeding, but we collected bits for the bone that we got.
You've got some bits and pieces. You have 4 bone, and bone is the currency used to upgrade the Refuge or to enhance the Refuge. The Refuge being a sort of magical treehouse coaching in which you can access by spending bone to gain access, and then from there you can mess about with your character and get better, relax, chill out, that sort of thing. And cut it up into bits, and ahead of you, as we can see on the map here, ahead of the graveyard, is the cloisters. our heroes fought the Guardian Hound pretty handily. I very nearly killed most of them. And I'm really upset that I didn't get the opportunity to actually kill all of them. But we'll see how it goes, because the Guardian Hound is the easiest fight in the adventure, and we'll see what happens once people start going up against real baddies, like today's baddie, called the Tailor. But before we get to the Tailor, we've got a bit of role-playing to get through. Let's set the scene. So, you've just finished butchering the Guardian Hound, or I guess just sort of bleeding it. Just getting...
Well, the baptism was bleeding, but we collected bits of bone
Yes.
that we got.
You've got some bits and pieces. You have 4 bone, and bone is the currency used to upgrade the Refuge, or to enhance the Refuge. The Refuge being a sort of magical treehouse coaching in, which you can access by spending bone to gain access, and then from there you can mess about with your character and get better, relax, chill out, that sort of thing. But we won't worry about that right now. You've bled out the hound and cut it up into bits, and ahead of you, as we can see on the map here, ahead of the graveyard, is the cloisters. And I will read you the cloisters bit. The people trapped here have erected a makeshift farm in the outdoor space between buildings, but it's hard going. Tatty-looking potato and turnip plants poke through the thin and gritty soil in clumps. Furniture taken from inside the temple has been converted into shelters and barricades. Smouldering devotional candelabras teeter precariously. Hi, I'm teeter precariously. Atop piles of wardrobes, pews, and moth-eaten chaise lounges. The entire thing's a death trap, but they've held out until now. At the center of the cloister is a shrine covered in images of the dead, painstakingly drawn in charcoal by a careful, shaking hand. This shrine holds the accusing ashes. The congregation are unwilling to let them go, as they're the last remnants of their deceased loved ones. And just to explain what the accusing ashes are, they're a relic. And relics, much like the one which Chant got in the first session, are a means of, what's the word? Something of the hollow, which let you little abilities in combat. The one which Chant had, he was able to discard to cancel all damage except for 1 resolve, which is neat. When you see a relic in a hollow, you know it's a relic. In video game terms, it's not just painted yellow. It's brighter than everything else, and maybe it's hovering slightly off the ground. It's an interactable item, and you can tell this. In fictional terms, it's because it's resonating with a part of the hollow. The way that hollows work in terms of the fiction and the passage of time is that I think it runs about 10 time runs 10 times faster inside a hollow. Is that about right, Chris?
Yeah, it's about that. We did some very complicated, but yes, it's very fast.
It's very fast, which means that you get this sort of sped up mythology, and a sped up parasitic culture forms inside around these lords and these vassals who are defending the place or just living in the place. At the center of this cloister is the accusing ashes, but surrounding that is a thrall. So there are two kinds of things you can find mechanically you can encounter outside of a fight in hollows. There's thralls and hazards. They work in very similar ways. Thralls generally are living creatures or people who have either been trapped in the hollow or born within, and they are capable of running around, following people, independent thought, that sort of thing. Hazards are much more static, so they're things like waterfalls, burning buildings, big swinging corridors of axes, that sort of stuff. That's a hazard. And much in the same way as rolling to hit a creature or rolling to evade damage, when you interact with these things, there's a TN, there's a suggested stat, and we do it from there. It's all fairly straightforward. So the thralls surrounding this place are, as I said, actually I haven't said what they look like yet. A pathetic rabble, the tatters of the congregation. So these are a lot of them are wearing Not the clothes of a Viridian priest or Viridian clergy, but of people who are living in a temple and working full time. There is a measure of there's something of the monastic about them. A lot of them are wearing robes, like dirty robes, which were maybe once white cotton, which have now been stained down to grey brown. They are all tired looking. And all throughout the gritty soil in amidst the barricades are these little pathetic roots coming up, straining towards. So there's an open sky. You can see this place here is open to the sky, and you can see the blasted greyness, sunless sky. You know how I think that's actually a Scots expression when it's fierce mild. Or
on its fierce mild,
or
grey,
bright grey.
Mm-hmm.
It is bright grey up there. There is not a sun to be seen, and these straggly little roots are pushing up towards the sun that isn't there. Off to your left, you can see the shape of the tower I referenced in the previous session, with strands of red silk or red cotton streaming off it in the wind. And ahead of you, you can see any of you who've spent any time in a Viridian temple, which I'm sure a couple of you have, even if it's just lip service, will know that there is a wormery ahead, and a wormery is a traditional means of recycling garden waste, food waste, people who you don't like, into compost for the coming resurgence of Eden. I think that's pretty much everything I need to describe. Our character, there's a magic item here, guarded by some pretty incompetent, sad people, and it's up to you. It's up to you to see what you want to do with it. It's guarded in as much as it's precious to them. But yes, that's the situation. This is a cloister, so it's kind of a long rectangular area with covers at the side, with covered walkways at the side, supported by columns with those barricades in. As you enter, you can see that everyone has definitely heard the fight outside.
There was a lot of screaming.
There was a lot of screaming, plus you kept firing that shotgun. Even though you were firing it point blank into a dog the size of a horse, it still made quite a lot of noise.
Oh, sure.
So a lot of people are hiding behind the barricades and see you as you come in. What do you do, any of you?
I like to think in this moment, like, normally Rosie likes to be the person who's at the front making sure everyone's okay, but witnessing other thralls, being that she used to be one herself, is one of the moments where she will kind of slink to the back and step behind Merlin in this moment. And just, she doesn't like to be remembered of, like, what she used to be, that these kind of like sad, hollow individuals who are just created from the Lord's whims / subconscious desires. So she kind of slinks back a little bit. It's like, oh no, Mr. Merlin, I don't like them.
Do you have a helmet?
Rosie?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't strictly have a suit of armor. She's just got this great shield, like made from this plate of iron. So.
Okay, cool. I would like to speak as your armor. One of the other things that Hollows does is it encourages the GM to speak directly to people as their weapons. I'm trying to think how it would speak to you. I guess it just resonates. It looks. Sorry, please.
Oh, I would say it's like, it's a plate of iron that she took off the assembly line. She used to work day and night, so probably resonating of hammers, maybe like the faint sounds of work songs and whatnot that all the Rosies used to sing together.
Yeah, okay. Like you can feel the reverberations come through your arm, and you can hear in your ears. There's no need to be ashamed. They need you. You're so much more than they could ever be. As you hide behind a wizard.
As I hide behind the wizard, yeah. Wizard, Merlin's the one who pulled her out of a similar situation. So this is Merlin's domain. Just gonna,
Alexandra's gonna kind of lean over to Merlin quietly and be like, now my inclination is to say that we're not going to hurt them, but is that going to be a lie?
That very much depends on how they respond, doesn't it?
I could say we don't mean to hurt them. Yeah, we'll try that. And she'll we are not here with the intention to hurt you.
While Alexandra's stepping forward, Weeks has just got like a smile put on, and he's just holding his hands behind his back, pulling the hammer back on a revolver. Just, yeah, listen to the lady.
The shotgun.
Merlin, it must be said, could not care less about these people. His eyes are fixed firmly on those ashes.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
else
Thought he
is
would be, yeah.
irrelevant.
They look delicious. Chris, your shotgun slurs in your ear. We'll kill them. Meat. Just a place to put bullets.
Just out loud, he goes, "You had your turn."
Alexandra does the over the shoulder, like,
and then just Weeks there's just like a shrug, just like, and it's a sort of,
I'm going to one of the thralls looking one of the taller ones, you reckon maybe someone who's in charge, doesn't really seem like they have an in charge, steps forward. She is
I like this system of the tallest is in charge.
Mm.
This is a new governmental system I could get
I'd
behind.
like to put a pin in that for a later discussion.
The old ancient Egyptian rule, where the taller you were, the more god you were.
The closer you are to God, yes.
God is
I can't
up.
possibly imagine why Chris would have any ulterior motive in this form of government.
All right. The woman comes forward. She's there's something a bit as she approaches. There's something a bit like early AI art about her. Like she's got like the webbing between some of her fingers just doesn't make sense. She's got too many fingers. Her arms like bend at an unusual angle. Her hair is like not individual strands. It's all sort of matted together. And you have to remind me what you said, CJ. Did you say you weren't going to hurt them?
no, I said
did
we
you
are
say?
not here with the intention to hurt you.
Good. We're not here with the intention of hurting you either. Please. Did you kill the thing outside?
You've gone silent, CJ.
Oh, she says, we did. There's no sense lying about it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. I hope it doesn't come back. Are you here to finish this? Are you here to kill everything? Because we're part of that.
We're not here to kill you.
Good.
Your demise may follow, but not at our hands. And really, look at this place. Do you want this existence to continue?
It's what we have.
But you could have peace.
The sun is thin. The roots immaterial. We're hungry, but it's worship. It's life. And from beneath us, such a glorious resurgence, Doctor.
Indeed. Or
Some of us. Those of us have fallen before. Some of us were taken by the cult, beneath by the hound. Our sinews stripped out and fashioned into gory silk by the tailor. But we remember them. And she gestures over at the accusing ashes at the thing. There's a plinth again surrounded by these scrubby little roots like dead brambles, and you can see it's an urn, quite heavy urn. There's more than one person in here, and you can see drawings, charcoal drawings of people who've been taken and killed by this. You can definitely also see that some of the drawings here, those people are in the crowd.
Books have arrived.
Oh my god, the hound had pups.
Yeah, it's so cool. No worries.
I was going to say, John, just hold it for a minute.
Wait until Chan gets back. Yeah, sure.
That was
Yeah.
a truly excellent punctuation.
That
as
was
well.
great, that
Some
was
of
beautiful.
those people are in the crowd.
Right?
I love them. They have your dogs have amazing timing, like genuinely the best comedic timing of any dog.
Oh, Spud has taught them well.
They also harmonise weirdly well when they all go off at once.
So is it going to be 5 minutes while they calm down?
It depends. The books are nearly indoors.
Well,
Once
if
they have
anyone
cardboard boxes to sniff, they might be okay.
if anyone needs a wee, I guess you might as well do now. Otherwise, we can just jump back in.
Yeah, I might nip off to the bathroom for a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Be right back.
Sure, I'll take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Cut, and then, hello, we've calmed the dogs down. Chant received a delivery. Anyway, we're back now. So you see that some of the people who are drawn on the shrine are in the crowd, and so there's a measure of, much like all the rosies from before, there's a measure of like it's recycling or it's using similar patterns. These people are strange, unusual. Anyway, they you're right, it's not much of a life, but we venerate the lost and we await the resurgence. And what's your life like?
Never mind that. If you find yourself in this position, if bringing down the rut and the corruption here does do away with you as well, it's not. It's merely a new existence. Your very being, would it not lend itself to this glorious resurgence one day?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yes. Very sensible. Do as you will.
Alexandra looks back at the rest like, the fuck, that was easy. It's just like,
Well done, Alex. I was one objection away from suggesting they all turn themselves into worm food.
they
A
would
couple
have.
of them are like lying down now, and baring their necks with a blade.
Right. We're not gonna do that.
Okay.
It may just be a result of the rest of our actions, right, Merlin?
If there's an end, we're confident it will be a peaceful one.
Good. Good. A kindness, then.
Of a sort.
Good.
Rosie just shakes her head. There's no fight left in him. I don't think any of them could get out, not in the way I did.
I think you're right. I think...
Oh, sorry, my cat has arrived with a mouse to eat on camera again.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey,
So-
buddy.
It's
I'm gonna close the door over.
I don't know, it's thematic, right?
Sure! Especially if the mouse is half alive.
Which is what's happening right now, yes. Merlin?
I think you're right, Rosie. I think it's safe to assume that very few of the Hollowborn are anything like you. And I mean that as praise.
Rosie's going to internalize that.
Well, exactly. Do what you will with your time, and we hope that your inevitable demise will be calm.
Will
and
yours?
peaceful.
Oh,
Probably
it
not.
never is.
Well, that's something to be thankful for. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Vaguely uncomfortable with being thanked, Alexandra's going to be like, shall we?
Let's.
Mm.
I think as uncomfortable as Merlin is, I think the sword, which is still... It's still got like several vials of hound blood kind of clipped into it. It's fucking loving this.
Is it properly assembled now?
Oh yeah, it is
Okay,
now.
cool.
And have been since the baptism.
Love the idea of the disassembled bolt action rapier.
Does it collect the blood in like vials that you can
Yes.
put in and take out?
It absolutely
that.
does.
Beautiful.
Oh, hang
Yeah.
on. I've been working out the voices for all of your weapons.
Oh.
Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered... There's barely any blood left in these things. I'm not interested. Move on. Find me something worth killing. Find me a fight worth winning, man.
Be patient. Have some dignity.
Have some dignity. Scrubbing around in the muck and mire. Whispering words over broken wounds. Nothing. Pathetic. You're a leader, man. Get out there.
And you know the sword is correct. And Merlin straightens up, and it turns out he's about 4 inches taller than his kind of stooping, ambling along gait. And yeah, he's going for that urn of ashes.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of the guys at the back who weren't really listening to the honestly weird conversation you had with the thrall, sort of like lift up, but not interested really. Like they've not got enough gumption in them. It feels like these guys maybe haven't eaten in 2 to 3 years, and and they're still alive. So that's kind of an interesting combination of things to be occurring. But yeah, they just sort of limply swat at you as you take away the one memory they have of who they were before, and wander through into the wormery.
Oh my gosh!
Only-
so
it's
who's
only when we
taking
go-
these ashes?
Say again.
Who's taking these ashes?
It sounds like
This thing is-
the good doctor is after them.
The good
This thing's-
doctor.
Damn heavy.
Yeah,
If anyone
also-
wants,
it's going to replace your hunting item when you carry it. So I think you've all got none of you used your hunt items in the last fight.
No.
So you've all still got them, and this will replace that. So you'll need to swap something out. I think you got like man traps, vitriol, shields, that sort of thing.
Alexandra will look at Merlin and go, I don't carry things.
I'll carry it, Mr. Merlin, if you like.
it's very kind of you, Rosie. Thank you. And yep, he's handing it over to someone much stronger than him and much better able to carry a big stone urn.
Fantastic. It is.
Rosie will take it with a sort of sad reverence, sort of, this is the last remnant of these people. If there was, from Rosie's POV, it's a case of any fire they had long burnt out and turned to ashes. We'll make good use of them and putting an end to this place, giving them some rest.
You can hear the ashes coming from inside. Like there's that the smell of burning bodies, the smell of a crematorium echoes out of this thing as much as the smell can echo. And you get the relic, the accusing ashes, blessed ashes of those who starved due to the bishop's insatiable greed. One use, as a use action, in a close area, reduce one of the entity's defenses by 2. Effective against any entity within Grisham Priory. So you got a thing; it does the thing. You can smash it over an entity's head, and pick something you want them to get worse at.
Very nice.
What was your hunt item?
My hunt item was a shield.
Okay.
So I will deposit that. I like to think it's less the shield and more it was, these extra plates and whatnot that added all this extra weight to it, which would have given me 2 extra wounds. So Rosie will lighten the load a bit, so that she can carry this big stupid stone urn over one shoulder.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Are we going to the wormery?
So you can go to the wormery, you can go to the vestry. Either works.
Wormery sounds good. As Weeks sort of crosses the room, he is taking no consideration for the people in it. Like those people that are laying down, like he's standing on fingers. Like he's sort of walking over them like they're refuse rather than people.
I've got a question about the sergeant's gun. So like he's carrying, obviously he's got epaulets on, and he's dressed as a rather tattered knight sergeant. Is this an official military crown shotgun? Or is this something you made yourself? Is this a privately purchased item?
I think it's a privately purchased and personalized item.
What is it? Yeah, what's the deal with it? It's a lever action?
Yeah, so the shotgun's a lever action, old school shotgun, single barrel, and the revolver is a larger, it's like one of the, I can't think of a period appropriate gun, but it's a large revolver with a small capacity, and that one is sergeant issue.
Right. Alongside their sword.
Yeah, it's like a Colt Dragoon sort of thing from Civil War era, that was just the gun they had.
Big fat make your own bullets.
Big, loud, and it's not easy to reload.
No. Massive. All right, cool. Yes, you stand on people as you walk through, but are they really people? So, through to
for his own sanity, Weeks has decided no.
Yeah, very sensible. Right. The wormery. A subterranean warren, although I suppose it's partially subterranean here because it is definitely above ground on the map. Dimly lit by candles and braziers, it houses a multitude of floor-to-ceiling interlinked glass boxes filled with decomposing vegetable matter, millions of worms, and the occasional skeleton. A whirling mass of worshippers adorned with paper streamers sing the praises of the bishop and his generosity. On occasion, they, you know what, actually, I'll reveal that in a second. A whirling mass of worshippers adorned with paper streamers sing the praises of the bishop and his generosity. This is a weird, dark, dank, musty smelling place. Unlike outside, this place smells quite what's the word? Fertile, fecund, composty. This place isn't dried out and dead. There's a moisture to it, a cavernous nature to it, and it's alive with these millions of worms eating, excreting, breeding, dying in this huge environment which they've built for them in these big glass cabinets, and the whole thing's on show for the majesty of the temple. And before anyone tells me that this would instantly get covered in worm shit and you couldn't see in, shut up. There's a special God helps so you can see. And yes, there is a congregation here. These guys seem much happier. In fact, you could hear when you were out in the courtyard and the cloister, you could hear kind of some Hare Krishna stuff going on. So the with the cymbals. Some of them have drumsticks and little drums and bum, 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 bum. And they're not all singing the same song, which is weird. But they're kind of blending in and out of one another. And they're singing about, the bishop's so generous. Oh, the bishop's so proud. The bishop's so mighty. The bishop's so hungry. And they are, again, emaciated looking, but slightly better fed. A lot of them have like compost stains around their mouths where they've been eating the dirt, which seems to have been keeping them going for long enough. And you can see in the center of the whirling mass, almost appearing out of nowhere, they form up with these paper streamers, and they, on occasion, they form themselves into the shape of a great worm with a lit torch at the head and dance through the maze of glass and dirt. So there is a kind of Chinese dragon-looking thing, with a manky-looking dragon made up of bits of paper. And again, similarly, Chant, your eyes light up because there's another relic in here.
Oh my gosh!
This is the dolorous receipts. You can see that that held where the dragon's shoulders would be, I suppose, held up like behind its head. And in fact, so everyone can see this, not just Chant, but Chant seems to have the what's the word? The laser sight, yeah, just the iron sight moment. These are the dolorous receipts, and you don't know what that means yet, but they are definitely a relic as well. These guys don't seem as apathetic at all, but they've not clocked you yet. They're too busy dancing and celebrating.
Weeks moves into the room and takes up a sort of proper firing position behind one of the wormery. What are the wormery things called?
Wormeries.
There's a word. Are they just wormeries? I thought it was like a hive for a bee, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a crouched position just off to one side.
Mm-hmm.
He's just aiming the shotgun. He's not doing anything yet. Smarter people than him are here.
Absolutely. Sergeant, has he covered?
Do you suppose, Alexandra, that we could simply bury them in dirt?
Well, it might be easier than trying to negotiate with that.
They don't seem reasonable, do they?
Not to me. Do you reckon these things can be pushed over?
I think they can.
You hear the lever action of the shotgun go.
Merlin just gestures towards the sound and gestures similarly to Rosie's big fucking pipe.
Don't need to push it over, you're right. All right then, let's cause some shenanigans.
All right, Chris, let's go. Start shooting.
Down the barrel, like Weeks' eye view, and it's tracking these people dancing, and then it just snaps over to the side to the nearest wormery and unloads near the bottom, so that the weight of it just smashes out and piles dirt and worms and corpses all over them.
Tremendous. Give me a give me an attack roll, please. So the way that combat works, outside of entity encounters. So if you're fighting lots of people here, or whatever you want to do outside of the tactical map, weapons do their base damage. Stats still work as normal. So it's kind of a really filed down system. You can't use any abilities. It's not quite a hunt yet. What happened, Chris?
Success.
Cool. I need to keep track of this. I'll use a little bit of paper. Where's my pen gone? There is there's a tremendously loud boom, and again you keep firing this in like the loudest possible situations. Yeah. So you're again in closed space made of glass.
This place is fairly dark as well, so it's getting lit up every time the gunshot goes off.
There's a tremendous crack and a rush of dirt as this, like, it doesn't bury them in dirt, but it certainly slows them down. They took 2 resolve damage, and they cry out in panic, and as they're looking around, some of them can spy you in the shadows cast by your torch. What are you doing? They yell. Why would you do this? Rush forward again in the form of a dragon, and so like they start. They're working in an eerie synchronicity, so that they're like climbing up over the broken glass, climbing over barrels, climbing over any obstacles in their way, flowing over like a centipede, as the one with the torch at front starts pushing it towards you. So Chris, make me this is TN9 wise. These guys are wizards apparently. TN9 wise.
Nope. 19.
Cool. Okay. The dragon rushes over you. Some like 2-3 legs kick you to the ground, and the torch plunges down on top of you. There's the covered in this dragon, and 2 wounds, please, as you feel you feel a rib crack and fire lick out over your clothes as the dragon, the back of the dragon starts to catch up with the front until it becomes a mob of people kicking you to death.
Oh, these ones have a bit more fight in them.
Gunshots going off in there, like you can't see. There's just bang, 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 bang.
Trying to trigger that attack on a reload, huh? Yeah, cool. Okay, so the sergeant's getting kicked to death by a dragon.
Okay, so I don't actually want to attack, but Merlin, still wielding the sword, clearly it's the sword's time to shine today, stands directly in front of them, like, behind the increasingly bloody body of the sergeant. And declaims, "This is nothing but foolish superstition. This is nonsense. Even you don't believe in the magic of dirt and worms, surely. And I'm just trying to cheese this ground. I've got a really good wise, so I'm hoping they'll attack me instead."
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Give me a wise check, please. I'll attack you as well.
Wizard v Wizard, I've rolled a 1, so it's a success.
Tremendous. So that's your book. What does that do? 2 damage, 2 resolve.
1.
1. That is all you need. They're broken. They only had 3 resolve, and they've got 5 wounds. So you you know what? It gets across. Like you convince a couple of them for a second of the ridiculousness of this, of dressing up like a dragon, and running around chanting, and then the what's the word? Their programming kicks in. They're like, no, why would you do this on worms, on dirt? And spin around, leaving the sergeant, try and kick the tar out of you. So this is TN9 versus Wise. You can see, I need to dress this up as Wise somehow, because this very much seems like Strong. They are similarly, that Viridian script from the dog, you can see that they've wrapped that around their arms, and like the
I think
there's
I think
hello, I'm back.
Hello.
Lost you.
No, he's
Got
gone again.
disconnected.
Yeah, disconnected
Oh,
from
no.
the server as well.
Oh no, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, you
seem
you
to
look
be
Yeah,
back.
we've got-
fine now,
Table's
but
not
there was just a moment where you lost connection.
Okay. Sorry. Well, I'll start the game again.
No
There's
worries.
a lovely freeze frame of you grimacing at the camera as well.
Where did we get up to?
We got up to me succeeding on that Wise roll, so hopefully just taking a little bit of resolve.
Cool. Yeah. Two resolve.
We got up to
as they-
no or dirt
As
or
they yell
dirt.
at you. our special dirt. Yeah. You can see
Standing them with the power of disdain.
these guys have wrapped. They've bandaged their wounds or their sores in the similar receipts, in the similar like purity sale looking things covered in the same Viridian script that was on the dog. And so there's a sharpness to their movements. There is a, what's the word? They've got wizard abilities basically, but you take two resolve, as rather than kick you to death, they are having a shouting match with you.
Oh, what a way to go.
And I'm gonna have to promote everyone. Sorry, we're gonna do some pretty boring stuff.
That's okay. We can pause for a second and I'll edit this out.
Yeah, when I first joined Grant, your ping was about 160. When I first joined Grant,
Technical difficulties over. Match with you, Merlin, where like most of them have stopped kicking the sergeant, and some of them are coming forward and shoving you hard in the chest and poking fingers at you. But they are now broken. The dragon has been disassembled. They have no more resolve, so these guys are very easy pickings now. Who's up next?
I think Alexandra's going to turn to Rosie, but before she does, are there any other wormery bits, like any other glass tanks of
Loads, hundreds, as many as you want.
I think Alexandra will turn to Rosie and be like, "Do you think you could bury them a little more?"
I'll take no pleasure in it, but if it needs done. Yeah, Rosie will swing away, or yeah, she'll go for a good hammer swing to try and like hit one of the support beams and topple another one of these.
Cool. Give me a strength check,
These
please.
over. I most certainly shall.
TN 9.
That is a fail.
Delightful.
Her heart's not in it. She takes no joy in harming thralls.
This will accrue doom. So doom is reacting to you. As I mentioned last session, it's like white blood cells. At certain doom thresholds, entities are leveled up. There's no odds on the Guardian Hound being leveled up because you don't really have enough time to earn doom before you meet it. But everything else has some extra stuff. As you crack into this, yes, you certainly do crack into this. You smash into the support beam, holding up this wormery, and it collapses the other way. It falls back against the wall. There's a tremendous crash, and part of the ceiling falls down.
Mind your head.
Big chunks of masonry and tattered wood fall down from the ceiling, and some of the people scatter, but they're still very angry. One of them is going on, grabbing a heavy, what looks to be an enormous book of, like an enormous almanac, to try and press the weight out of the sergeant on the ground. CJ.
Okay, so I don't have any big things to break any more glass, but I think seeing as something is actively trying to wreck Sergeant Weeks, I think Alexandra's going to try and come up behind that thrall and stab them.
Absolutely. Make me a roll to hit, please.
Yep.
So that'll be under quick.
Quick. Okay, let's do this. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry, I've misplaced my dice. Here they are.
That's okay.
My quick is 14. Let's see what we do, folks.
That's a good.
Nope. Critical fail. That's a 20.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Is it?
Yeah, it was the bottom one I rolled. Is it? Or am I looking at it sideways?
It's an 8.
Oh my god. So just to give you all a sort of reason that happened, I had it at an angle to show the map in a really nice way. So that's an 8. So yes, I did in fact roll under my quick. Thank you.
If you hover over the dice, it displays the number.
Oh, that's exciting.
You can also hold down Alt to make it really big, which is helpful for my old man eyes.
Yeah, good. No,
Big
yeah, it looks
dice.
like a 20 from my angle, and I had to change angles to see that.
Fantastic.
Print dice.
That's 2 wounds. How do you murder this person, creature, congregant?
I think it just comes up like she's kind of like walking, and she's looking at this person, and she's pulling her knife out of the holster on her thigh, and doesn't say anything because she doesn't want to get their attention, and just stabs them in the back, and then kind of mumbles, "Killing people with books is our thing."
Give me a cool, fantastic. You jam your knife in the back. Ah! They cry out, drop the book on the ground. A couple of them turn to face you, and the fight spills out. In fact, the ones who were trying to stamp the sergeant to death turn around and rush you. Give me a defense roll. This is wise. TN 9.
Okay. Back to my dice. There we go. Wise TN 9. Nope. I have rolled above my
Tremendous.
wise and
Tremendous.
yeah.
Wonderful. That's what we like to hear. 2 wounds, please.
Okay. We still have the current wounds from our boss.
No,
we baptismed.
yeah.
Yep.
After every fight, you heal back up to full. Whenever you visit the refuge. Two of them rush forward, grab you, and smash you up against the hole where the sergeant shot out the wormery, and you feel a shard of broken glass dig in to your like right about where your kidneys are.
Yeah, no, she's
it's not a knife, so it's not as dangerous as being stabbed in the kidneys. But gosh, it's not what you want.
Yeah, she cries out, but she kind of laughs as well. She's like, "Ow!" Ooh.
Missed both my kidneys.
and she's
nothing but spine, dickhead.
I've had an entire bottle of port every night for the last 15 years. There's no kidney left.
You can't get a knife through that.
You could spread my kidneys on fucking toast. Right, Chris, you're up.
Okay. Weeks manages to somehow extricate himself from this pile of kicking.
Oh, like they managed to. Alexandra distracted them by murdering one of them, and now they're trying to drown her in dirt.
Yes. Okay. So he sort of picks himself up, spits teeth on the one that Alexandra killed the first with her knife.
Those your teeth?
Some of them. And levels the revolver at the one pushing Alexandra against the wormery and fires with his revolver.
Cool.
Let's see how that goes. Yes, that is a crit.
Oh, tremendous! That kills them. How do you break up? Actually, no, hang on. Revolvers do 2 wounds, 1 wound, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's 2 wounds, leaving 1. What does it look like?
So the one that is pushing Alexandra up against the wormery
into broken glass.
Into broken glass.
Onto broken glass.
Like, it's just seen from the view behind him. So you see the back of his head, then Alexandra, then the wormery, and the bullet just hits the side of the head, and it just leaves the outline of Alexandra and blood on the remaining glass of the wormery. So you are just covered in head blood.
Give me a defense check, Chris. So this is tier 9 versus Vice. Versus what?
Versus Vice.
Versus Vice?
Success.
Tremendous. No damage. Oh, sorry. 2 damage. Two resolve from the stress of being kicked to death.
Yeah, and spitting my own teeth out.
That's leftover kick damage.
Oh no, there's 1 left.
Let's go for, I think, Chant. Any of you can go, because I get to attack you afterwards, so it's not really an action economy at this stage. But I feel like Chant started this, so...
there's a scale of fucking around and finding out, like, you know.
I found out.
Yeah.
John fucked around.
Yes, exactly. This is how scientific inquiry works.
See, we promised
Look around,
we'd make that
experimental
decision.
subjects find out.
Yeah.
Here we are.
What's left of this ragged mob of idiots, Grant?
There's the one guy who's still arguing with you.
Absolute profound waste of time, and I attempt to skewer him on a rapier.
I like how you do the idea that you're doing it in like almost a tired fashion.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, 17.
Cool. Give me a defense
Would have been
check, Chris.
incredibly stylish if it had worked.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, succeeded the defense.
Okay, cool. 2 resolve for that. The sword, Maximus Decimus. You're barely fit to wield me, you dog! Spits in your ear. As this guy rushes forward, you catch this guy through the shoulder, and like it would look pretty cool, but he like deranged, with devotion, just lunges towards you, pushing the blade through the meat of his shoulder. There's that same horrible grinding sensation as it catches bone, and he lands on you, pushing you to the ground, knocking the air out of your lungs. Rosie.
all right, that's enough. That's enough. And Rosie's gonna come up and just like,
We've all
you
had
know,
fun.
and she's just gonna try and like bonk this guy with her
Cool.
shield around the back of the head. That's a success.
Bang on, kills it. What does it look like?
It's this whole thing is just kind of uncomfortable to Rosie, and obviously seeing this last frothing like maniac like pulling itself down, Merlin's
Yeah.
sword trying to get at them. Rosie's just like, all right, that's enough, and just bonk with the shield, like a shield bash.
Just like holding it like a steel chair. Just that motion.
We're like,
Oh my
just
god,
like
that's Rosie's entrance music.
Rosie's with the chair. Dunk. And then just kind of like pull them off the rapier and slap them down. You all right, Mr. Merlin?
Fine. Absolutely fine.
Could
Bit of
someone help
assistance.
unimpale me, please?
Oh,
And she's like wiping blood off her face, just like.
Rosie will cut over and sort of gently sort of pull you off, and then like, you've got something on you, love. And she'll pull out like an oil stained rag from her tool belt and just kind of hand it over.
And she looks at it like, and just, thank you, Rosie. I've got a few things on me, and just starts trying to like.
There's quite a few worms, yeah.
Weeks has just sat down in the mud and worms, just knackered, just sat there and just reloading the revolver, just staring.
The worms.
A worm in one of the cylinders.
Just squeeze it out as the bullet goes in.
I'd like to imagine as like this sort of quite gentle rain of soil, like, and worms slowly falling on him.
Yeah.
Is he a hat wearer, the sergeant?
No.
Okay. Landing in his hair. No, he's bald. Landing in his lack of hair. Oh.
You know, I'm imagining very much like a shaved Michael Smiley.
I didn't realise that was what was keeping Michael Smiley on the side of good.
Take away his hair.
Jesus. All right, cool. So this might be a great opportunity. Oh, sorry. You get the relic. Let me read this out to you. Dolorous receipts, reams of paper stuffed into a leather binder, each a statement of the tailor's wickedness, used to enforce a lifelong contract. Each time you look at it, it seems as though even more papers have grown from within. This is, again, it takes up a hunt action. Sorry, it takes up a hunt item slot, so it will replace your thingy. One use, as a use action, from close, reduce the resolve of the tailor by half its current value, rounding down. So you can just present it and
do an audit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That'll replace whatever hunt equipment you bought, but it's quite nice to bother people with. Anyone can have that, and I think it might be a sensible idea to visit the refuge now, actually, because some of you are quite hurt.
I've got to put my teeth back in.
I don't know. It's like 2 wounds on each. You could try and do the tailor if you want.
No, a nice sit down sounds really good.
Okay, cool.
I was leaving that in other people's hands because I, as Alexandra, make bad decisions. So I'd be like, let's go, let's find him.
Are you sure, love? One of your kidneys is you're bleeding a little bit back there. I don't think that's your blood, because most of their blood's on your front, and that blood's coming out your back.
Oh.
Nobody light a cigarette. She'll go up.
What?
I reckon
Just the idea that it's just brandy and rum pouring out.
Oh, I see. So I don't have cameras on. I just thought that was. Sorry, I'm not. I'm looking at Tabletop Simulator rather than cameras.
She says, well, I reckon I only need one, but I suppose you're right. Shall we?
There's a debate to be had about whether they're real functional kidneys at this point. In our both in your lifespan and in our current existence. But it's a debate better had at home, I think.
To access the refuge, you spend a bone and fashion that into a bone heart key.
Do you want me to describe that?
Yes, please.
So while Weeks is sitting in his mud pile, just sort of nursing wounds and reloading, he starts taking out bits of meat and like scraping it down to the bone, and then just uses he turns the pistol around, and uses the butt of the pistol to just smash off one of the fingers of the people that we've killed in here to make the main part of the key, and just starts like clicking it together like Lego almost, just pushing these things together.
Okay.
And then just holds it up to Merlin. It's bloody and it's still got bits of sinew on it.
Oh, it's just twitching as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bone hut key should work on any door or any sort of anything with a key-sized hole in it, basically.
Don't put it in another like steamer trunk. I hated getting in and out of the last one.
Oh, but I enjoyed it so very much.
In fact, there is a big trunk, which you'd keep sort of gardening tools in, which is against the wall. There's also like a perfectly ordinary door to the back garden. There's various trap doors, and you could probably just push it hard enough through the glass.
I think we've had enough close encounters with very fertile dirt.
Okay.
And glass.
I'll take the key, and I think it's going to take both hands to stop it twitching and fucking wriggling and pushing into the keyhole of an actual real door. I'm giving you that.
Classy, first
Thank
class.
you.
The door, the finger lunges forward into the hole, and like you don't turn it; it sort of turns itself and rearranges, and you can hear the horrible sound of tendon and gristle snapping. And the door opening as it swings open, and you reveal your refuge, home, a sort of book maze from what I can remember. It's a series of not especially nice rooms in a mansion stapled together into a kind of labyrinth.
Basically.
All right.
Yeah, and the main rooms from memory, like no ceiling, big fireplace.
Oh yeah, it just goes up.
It just goes up and up.
Just uncomfortably large.
Huge dark areas in all the corners and things like that.
Yeah.
We're still growing into it.
There's quite a lot of stuff to do on the Refuge. Chris sent around the Refuge rules to everyone yesterday, I think. But what I'll do is, from a mechanical point of view. Oh, actually, fuck a mechanical point of view. The butler welcomes you in. Good afternoon, sirs. Is that we thinking like the sort of butler voice, or is he more sort of up here? Where do we think he is?
Decrepit. This is meant to be faded glory, you know.
Butler around here, very good, sirs.
How did you get out of the fridge?
I did a lot of running to keep you in that fridge.
I used my teeth. What little of them there are. Hello, sirs.
Says the butler, welcoming you through. He's wearing like a threadbare suit, at least 150 years out of date, and gestures you through into the. He has done what he can, and found 4 like knackered high-back leather armchairs and arranged them around a fire made out of a 5th knackered high-back leather armchair.
Rest awhile. Oh, good heavens. Oh, Sergeant, your teeth again. What a horrible situation.
Always the teeth. I like to imagine that he's holding out a little silver tray with drinks on it. Like, it's not fancy drinks, but it's just drinks.
Tea, mismatched mugs.
Yeah. And Weeks picks up one, necks it, and then just puts a bag full of meat, gristle, and bone on the tray.
Very good, sir.
Which is, I guess, putting the rest of your bone.
The last 3 bone into the refuge. Yeah.
So, in the refuge, you have a. So yeah, I'd like to imagine you all sit down around the fire, and then the camera sort of pans up, and you get your tooltips. In the refuge, you all have a refuge action. So this is the thing you do while you're in the refuge. Every time you go in the refuge, I get to add some doom. I forget how many. Is it 3, Chris?
Yes, it is.
3. Cool. So this ticks up by 3 because it takes a while. And as I said, time inside the hollow is 10 times faster than anything else. So for your refuge action, I can see we're all in the document now. You don't. If you jump to my pointer, I've got the important one here, which is recover. So if you've taken any damage, you can spend your refuge action to regain all lost resolve and wounds. However, you can also choose to invest some bone into dormitories, which is decent mattresses, draft excluders, and warm blankets, which just means that every time you enter the refuge, you automatically heal up to full, which means that you can do other stuff along the way. It's this bit here is to teach you how to invest things.
Well, that's 2 bone and we've got 3, so it seems like the logical thing to do.
Or
Is the only thing we can afford.
Is there anything you can afford, or you can hang on to some of that bone and purchase something after you've killed the tailor, such as a garden, or well, you can't have a pharmacy yet. What else you got? You get a repair shop. You could get a communications office. Forgot we wrote that one.
What on earth? What does that do?
You can get a piano.
The communications office lets you communicate with factions outside of the.
Yeah, so you can talk to people, and the piano makes the. In fact, actually, sorry, yes, the 5 actions you can take inside, or sort of the 5 overall themes are revel, which lets you remove corruption, so you hang out, play piano, eat some food, and have a nice time. Research to uncover edges, which lets you sort of down power entities if they're a bit too much. Rearm, which lets you lets you mess around with your weapons. Resupply, which means you get your hunt items back if you spent them. And recover, which is healing or getting additional temporary stamina, that sort of thing. They all begin with RE, much like the refuge. So, Chris, any thoughts?
I would suggest that we get the dormitories, so we've got it, and it means that we can actually heal in here.
Yeah, cool. I like that.
Rather than sort of waiting it out, which could take technically years.
Yeah, it's such a good investment.
CJ, what do you think the dormitories look like?
I think that they are, like most of the refuge so far, a bit tattered old splendor. You know, used to be lovely. I think they are. We don't have private rooms yet. But I think there are maybe single 4-poster beds with tattered curtains. There's sort of the situation of there's curtains draped there that were once meant for privacy, but some of them have sort of maybe been a bit moth-eaten. So you don't really get as much of that privacy as you would have liked.
Thankfully, a lot of the spider webs are covering the holes.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. But yeah, I think there's a few, 4, maybe 6 of those in a line, 2 on each wall. It's just sort of a long room. It's got a runner carpet down the center, so it's warm-ish for room. It's as padded as it can be, and the beds are still relatively comfy despite their apparent age.
Which one of you snores the loudest? Because my initial
I'm going to
reaction,
say it's Weeks.
That's the thing. My initial reaction was the sergeant, but I think actually he's learned not to not alert enemy patrols.
Yeah, that works.
like Weeks sleeps. Like Weeks almost seems to die when he goes to sleep.
Either that, or he sleeps like a Gandalf, just with the eyes wide.
I would like to suggest that it's the person who drinks a bottle of fucking port every night.
100%.
It might be Alexandra. I feel like she either sleeps like absolutely. She either sleeps just like completely out, no peep from her, does not move for the entire night, or she is just snoring and tossing and turning and throwing covers off. Like it's one or the other, and there's nothing in between. So how good your nights are just depends on how Alexandra falls asleep.
And how much port we've got in.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes you have enough port that you just don't move for the whole
Yeah, it's
night.
the right amount of port.
It's got to be the right amount of port.
If you don't think that there's a graph somewhere with quantities over time.
Merlin's been researching since the last hollow.
Like there's a chart pinned up next to his bed.
Right.
Do not give her that last glass. She'll snore.
Weeks sort of drags himself into the dormitory and tears down one of the remaining curtains on one of the beds and uses it to sort of vaguely wrap the burns that are covering his chest.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you got a torch jammed in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, as
and then
hunters,
just falls face down in a bed.
Thankfully, as hunters, you are not allowed to die. So to counteract these wounds, you can generally get over pretty much anything aside from death with a good night's sleep. And even if you die, you can get over it with a good night's sleep. So you have something approaching a good night's sleep because you forgot to bring any port with you.
It'll be all right. I mean, she's either gonna chug an entire port or she's gonna drink nothing because she's got a kidney spilling out the backside.
I've got to presume. Sorry, I've got to presume if you are knocking back an actual bottle of port every night, which I love as a detail for your character, you've definitely got a couple of hit flasks on you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah.
I mean, even money, we've all got some booze on us. Do you know what I mean, this is not a cheerful profession.
Yeah, she
Drinking
probably.
on the line. I don't know. Rosie's still trying to get used to the concept of drink.
Imbibing liquid.
The concept of
Do
rest.
you think Rosie's a lightweight?
I think probably because as a manifestation of the ideal worker that she was created to be, like she wouldn't drink on the job. So when she was liberated from the hollow, it's like, what's drink? Oh, and then it just goes straight to her.
Out of interest, what sort of hollow did you come from? Because I can imagine that you'd have the odd little trait still from that. Like if it was a Dominion hollow, like, no, this is my bed, don't touch my bed. This is my thing.
Which malignancy?
Yeah.
Dominion.
I'm not sure. Now's a good opportunity to talk about the malignancies, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, yes, it is actually. So there are 6 idiot parasite gods pushing up against the edge of reality, like hot frog spawn in a brown paper bag, and they are desperate to get into the most broken people in the Isles to form hollows. And 4 of the most broken people in the Isles are here. They've managed to resist for whatever reason. I think I know the reason for 3 of you, which is sheer bloody mindedness. And Rosie just seems to be sort of like operating on dog rules.
I think the true cursed concept is that Rosie would probably open herself to a hollow if given a strong enough commanding order from Merlin. At
Dog
this
rules.
point is probably like the cursed.
And each of you has been touched by malignancy and is marked by it. And when you get your first malignancy echo, you get to meet them and have a chat with them, or you get to meet an effigy of them. But until then, what I would like to do is have a fight. To now tackle the tailor directly, you emerge from the refuge into the tailor's lair, into the domain, and I'll give you a brief description of what that looks like once I get the right page here. Silks, bolts of linen, and sheets of fine lace hang from the ceiling in this chamber, but they do little to absorb the noise of the chattering, grinding textile machinery that rattles away of its own accord. Great piles of dye reach as high as the rafters, saffron yellow, rich purple, and boreal green, and man-sized spindles of crimson thread blur with the speed of their ceaseless rotation. At the center of this web crouches the tailor, page 38, who endlessly weaves a grand tapestry at the behest of the bishop. There is, so yes, that's the rough description. The hazard in this area, as I mentioned earlier, there's thralls and hazards, and pretty much every entity has a hazard in their lair, which gives you the opportunity to get hurt or take too long to approach. This one is hanging cloth. Bolts of material hang from the rafters, stiff with sharp needles from the tailor's ministrations. This one is either TN14 sharp or TN10 strong. The strong roll is easier, but it has a greater penalty if you fail. And your objective is to find or make a path through the hanging cloth to confront the tailor. So who's going to do the thing? Once one of you's traversed this. Once one of you has successfully done this, you get to do the fight, basically. So who's gonna take the lead?
Rosie is big and strong and more than happy to try and shoulder her way through this.
Very good. Make me it'll be a TN10 strong check, please.
Let's go. That is a standard success.
Standard success. Cool. Yes, not a problem at all. You are able to barge your way through. There's a light problem in that you take 2 resolve damage. Everyone else, by the way, heals up fully from their time in the refuge. You had a good night's sleep, give or take, and you have closer to the normal amount of teeth in your head. Rosie, you take 2 resolve damage as you barge a path through to the tailor. Their vital work interrupted, they lash out at the hunters as they approach. And we've got the tailor. We've got a mini for her. And by mini, I mean Maxie. She is huge. Can I select her from... That's the hound. There she is. Oh, no, she fell off the table.
Throw a dog at me, Christ.
I'm sorry. There we are. There she is. Light GLaDOS energy. She's great, isn't she? Light GLaDOS energy. She is this nightmarish, many-armed creature at the center of this shifting web of crimson threads. And we will roll for initiative as we did last time. So her range defense is 9. So she's much easier to hit properly than the hound. So range defense of 9, and tell me if you get a standard or a superior success.
None of those.
Okay, cool.
Standard.
Do you want to go first, or do you want to choose where you go?
I think I will choose where I want to go. I think it makes sense for Rosie to be, as she just barged her way through, just raw using her arms to lift these needle-filled curtains aside. It's like, come on,
tearing through the cloth and the arms.
Yeah, just kind of stumbling out directly in front of this thing. Is like, oh, bugger.
Oh, are these yours?
I like that. That's great. CJ.
I've got a 12, so that's a failure in it.
Yep, that is. If it's over your sharp.
Oh, I forgot to check that part. It is, just barely. My sharp is 11.
Okay.
That was me.
And Chunk.
I have also failed.
Top draw. Tremendous news, everyone. So that is... right. Cool. Well, at least you all get to go. You all get to go at the same time, which is nice. If I can work this bloody program. Right. Okay.
Place some of us on the grid.
Oh yes. So Rosie's chosen where she's going. Everyone else, CJ, you did so badly in Rio last time. I'm putting you back there. We're gonna put Chant. Let's shove Chant in Rio as well. He seems pretty squishy. And Chris, you are going to be in support.
Genuine bastard.
Yeah, as far too far away to be useful.
Yep, that's the one.
As
We
there
are
is.
giving me a little friend to help out, which
Yeah.
It would have been so cool if I had chosen the other thing I was looking at, which has a rear plus, but genuinely, what I did pick is going to be more overall beneficial. Just would have been cool to go, ah!
You are. Where's my entity? Where's my bleeding token? Oh, shit, that's armor. Where's bleeding?
Oh, it's over here.
Over here. Cool, thank you.
I do like how you've managed to successfully isolate everybody from Rosie after last time. You just
Yeah.
Absolutely
everyone
fucking
as far
lutely.
away from Rosie as possible.
It's the way. It's the way that you keep handing out terrain that I don't like. The tailor was once upon a time well regarded by the fine folk of the city. Her pieces were beyond compare, and she charged appropriately steep prices. Trapped in the hollow, she has become obsessed with making clothes for the bishop and, with surgical tools improvised from scissors, needles, and shears, woven herself into the fabric of her workshop. She hangs in the center of a maze of cloth and rattling machinery. Every thundering loom, every dashing needle, every whirring wheel is a part of her and moves with an imperfect, stuttering grace. For the terrain pool on this one, it's a decrepit textile factory, walkways, offices, rigging, machinery, mouldering bolts of red cloth, which has 3 of each kind of terrain token. Thank you, Chris, for getting this out. She's going first, which is tremendous news.
How do you get sorry. Carry on.
You flip him over, yeah.
Yeah, I just realised that.
She's going first, and the first thing she's going to do, as Rosie blunders directly in front of her, she's going to use a thing of interest. No interesting maneuvers we can do yet. Okay. She's going to use Ravenous Mangle. A whirring nest of gear and shuttle, razor sharp and wicked quick. Target one hunter in any close area, TNA quick. And that's going to be Rosie.
Oh, that's not good. Rosie's not very quick. All right, let's see. Boop, 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 boop. That's a standard success. Oh wait, sorry. Did you say TN8?
I did.
Oh, that's a critical success. Rosie like stumbles in. It's like, oh, I'm not very quick, and then somehow.
What's your quick stat?
My quick is 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah. The tailor. She knew you were coming, as evidenced by the fact that part of the floor fell away about yesterday, I suppose, and the fact that you barged through these cloths to get to her. She lunges forward at you with these long needle-like appendages and stabs into the wooden floorboards either side of you as you manage to jump out the way just at the last second, and she spits at you as everything starts as the workshop and the machinery doubles in speed. It's almost deafening in here. She doesn't have anything else interesting to do. Really sad that didn't hit. But now it's everyone else's turn. So please, kill her.
In one turn, that's a challenge.
As usual, I don't think my tactic affects anyone else in this particular instance, so if anyone else wants to go first, go for it.
Well, I was just thinking, shall I go first? Because I'm currently out in support. That's useless to me. And I've got the receipts, so I can kick those off early.
yeah, let's get you out of there.
Fire off. Get that audit going.
So I'm going to move once. And then, Weeks late to the party, starts sprinting in, and he's just firing the revolver as he's running in. One capacity gone. Standard success.
Cool. That's 2 resolve.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Brang. Brang. Yeah, thanks, Grump. It's the noise a gun makes. Yes. You do manage to do that to her. I just need to increase her resolve as well because there are more of you than there should be. that there. And then, no, it's too many resolve. Thank you,
Your
Chris.
mind up.
Sorry, that's the end of your turn. I'm going to get one more wound over here. 2 more wounds even. And now, we place threat on your area because you hit with an attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then, thanks to her special ability, which is sutured senses, skin and nerves become silken needles, all poised and ready for the kill. When a hunter hits with an attack, place 1 additional threat on that area. So, it's 2 threat on your area.
Mhm.
That's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm going to make an interrupt attack against you, Chris.
I figured.
So I'm going to spend 1 of these threat, and this is
Grant,
puncture.
did you place threat at the end of your turn as well?
No, I didn't. Oh, Chan, thank you so much for reminding me. I forgot about that entirely. Silly old bean.
Same team, same team.
Thank you. Just put one everywhere, so you can't go anywhere. So, Chris, that is a puncture bound to a thrumming heart. Cost 1 threat. Target 1 hunter in any area. TN6 versus hard.
Crit.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
Fine.
I'm as surprised as you are, if I'm honest.
Fine. Yeah, cool. There is a shuddering and juddering and several threads, several needles with thread attached punch into the wall next to you, and again nothing occurs. So now it's everyone else's go.
What I do depends on where everyone else is standing, so if I can go last, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, and that makes it me, I reckon. So,
Let's do it.
I am gonna do my old standby of, well, I'm in the back, I guess I'll try and stab it.
Mm-hmm.
So actually this time, given that there's 2 of us here, I think I'm gonna move first and
Mhm.
then to flank left, and then I'm
Mhm.
gonna try and stab it. That way, because then threat, right?
Absolutely.
So I kind of want to not stack a bunch of threat on someone else where they are.
That's
So
very
what
kind
I'm
of
gonna
you.
do. So yes, we're gonna give stabbing it a go and see
Mhm.
what happens.
You've
She
got a most defense of 10.
10. Okay, and it is quick versus quick and close. My quick is 14.
Okay.
Let's see what
Got a
happens.
quarter chance of doing a wound.
Yeah. I've got a 7.
Okay, that's
So
just
standard 6, or is it a miss?
that's standard. That's fine.
Standard.
If it's under your stat, it hits. If
I
it's
don't know
over
why
their
my-
number, it wounds.
my brain refuses to attach to this, even though it's quite simple. So I've just got the thing
It's quite
bookmarked.
awkward. It's okay. It takes a while to learn.
I've got the page bookmarked, and I'm like, under stat, match beat defense, every single time. I've played this a number of times now, and my brain's like, huh? So anyway, standard success.
Fantastic.
To be fair, I do that with Spire as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The amount I played that now, it's ridiculous.
I think-
You slice through some threads, severing them, and she cries out in pain as a thin red dye spills.
And
from
she should
inside
be
the thread.
bleeding. Yeah.
That's only on a wound, I'm afraid.
Did I do resolve damage, did you say?
You did resolve damage.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
you
fine.
did.
I still stabbed it.
Yeah, you still stabbed it.
and-
Still hurt.
I didn't miss, so I
Nope.
don't get to scramble or anything like that. But I've moved and I've attacked, so that's me.
Fantastic. I am going to now attack you.
That seems fair.
For puncture against. This is TN6 versus hard.
Okay, that should be interesting.
Crit. Let's just. We just have to keep critting. That's all we have to do.
If you keep critting,
yeah.
you'll win.
Never stop critting.
Yeah.
That's a 12, I reckon. I'm
What's
just
your-
double
It's not a crit,
checking it.
though.
Yeah.
What's your
And
quick?
my
Quick's 14. Oh, quick's 14. Damn.
my quick's 14.
That is, however, no bloody damage. As she again fails to hit with this. Whoa! All right, Rosie.
Let's go. I think Rosie is feeling very concerned about being separated from the rest of the party, so she's gonna circle strafe round here, towards. Oh, come here. Good collision detection. Let's scoot some of these threat tokens over. Yeah, Rosie's gonna scoot around the side here, and then I think she is going to go for a cheeky little bonk.
Go for it.
Let's try bonk. Bonks. The old slide and bonk. That is a 12. So that is. It's under her.
Oh, that's a wound.
Ah, let's go.
How many wounds?
2.
2. What does that look like?
Yeah. So it's a full like scamper to the slide, and she's kind of. It's probably those legs are dangling. Those look quite fragile. Go for one of the knees, I think, as she gets past, and positions herself. Next to Alex. And then usual end of my turn. We're gonna if they don't have a terrain tag, take cover as an immediate action. So we're gonna grab one of these cheeky little terrain tags and pop that under Rosie. Oh gosh! Oh no, things are happening.
There we go.
Okay. Teamwork makes the dream work. I love only having one hand in the digital world. So. Yep, so she's going to grab her terrain tag, and then I also unlocked a new ability, which is control at the end of my turn. While I'm ready, which I am, I can shift one threat in my or an adjacent area. And I think I will make some loud threatening noises to pull that threat away from Merlin and knock my token over.
So you need to either place threat or take resolve for claiming terrain at the end of your turn. Which one are you doing?
I will. I'll take resolve, I think.
Okay, cool. Yes, the entity is very focused on this side of the board, and
we're just making loud noises while ducking behind some of these needle-infested, curtains. Works in progress. Rosie used to work in a workshop. This is very different, though.
I'm gonna see if I can get hit off on CJ again. So that is another TN6 versus hard CJ.
Versus hard?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I definitely missed because my hard is 7 and the TN 6, so I'm a 17. At least it wasn't a critical.
Tremendous news, everyone. So that's 2 wounds.
Okay.
As those crimson threads which you sliced before jerk to life and puncture inside you.
Not so fast, Kaiba.
Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh.
Does he have magic thread?
No, it was more. I'm ready, so I think I might use my martyr to take those wounds instead.
Okay, in which case you do that.
Yeah, so I'll
take no wounds, from what I can tell.
Yeah, because I take -1 wound for using the martyr ability, and then I've got my terrain.
Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah.
You have to discard your terrain, don't you?
I do have to discard my terrain, and whenever I discard my terrain, I give it to an ally.
Come on together.
That's what I'm talking about, Elaine.
I like to think the entity loses track of the shouting, and it's like a matador thing. It thinks it's about to stab Alex, and then it's just surprise. It was Rosie.
It
clank off the shield.
It inflicts no damage, so I don't get to do any curse. Chant, you're up.
All right. Far from the cowering, sheltering twig man that he was in the last fight, Merlin's positively brave. Withdrawing the book from the attaché case, flicking to a page and starting to read. And I think, as I attack with the book, I think some of the tailor's needles just start to push inwards into her flesh. They might. Anyway, let's find out.
She's got a weird defense of 12.
Good for her. That is an 11, so that is...
Standard?
Standard success, yeah.
How many resolve?
So that's, 1 resolve.
One
Look,
resolve.
it's
Okay.
not a mighty weapon.
It is a book.
It's not a pen. It's not mightier than the sword. Do please
Right.
dump a threat on me, though.
Oh, 2. And you've got a
Oh,
maneuver.
2. I have got a maneuver. You know, I am gonna claim some terrain. I'm gonna just step back behind one of those curtains. So it's what is it to claim sheltered?
It is quick to claim sheltered.
Quick to claim sheltered. That's a
You do.
success.
Fantastic. You've got sheltered. I've slotted it under you.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Okay, and now that's the end of your turn. I'm going to try. God, I'm going to try and hurt one of you.
Cool. I've got an interrupt.
Oh god damn! What is it?
Once per round, when you spend threat to trigger or enhance an entity action, I immediately guard. And now a lot of shit happens when I guard.
All right. Okay. Go for it.
CJ and Elaine, are either of you injured?
Nope.
In the Jason area.
I
Yeah.
am
Crumbs.
I'm a
Little
little
bit
bit
injured?
injured.
How injured are you?
I would say out of 7, I'm about a 4.
Resolve or wounds?
I resolve.
Okay, excellent. Grant, could you please dump another 3 threat on Rhea? And Elaine, please heal 3 resolve.
Oh.
Because it's a matador thing, right? It's less hiding behind one of these needle-pierced curtains and more brandishing it to grab the tailor's attention.
We've just become these nightmarish Batman-esque figures. Shit, the tailor stabbing at all of these curtains as we flit between them and taunt them.
It took 1 fight for us to
God.
become unkillable bastards.
Tremendous. Well, hey, let's see. You know, you're gonna run out of tricks, maybe.
Yeah.
You've got so I did hit you though.
Cool.
Sorry, did you roll to defend? Yeah, you rolled.
No, I didn't roll to defend.
Okay,
I
cool.
immediately
So,
shouted, "I've got an interrupt!"
Okay, roll to defend.
That's a 13, so that is
That's
a
a
fail unless it's
Actual
wise.
fail. Yes, it is. It is a fail. You take 1 wound on account of your terrain. And crucially, which I've been trying to do for what feels like the last 3 hours, 1 curse. So what happens with curse? Curse is a mechanic which lets the entity sort of mark areas. You can either have it on the entity, on the grid, or on hunters. And the tailor puts it on hunters. So what happens here is crimson threads, needle keen, plunging through flesh and stitching limb to limb. When a hunter makes an attack, they suffer 1 resolve damage for each curse on them. As a use action, a hunter may roll under their strength. On any success, they remove all curse from 1 hunter in their area. On a failure, they remove 1 curse from a hunter in their area. So that can be you or someone else, as long as they're in your area. But yes, Chant, now you are. There are sharp needles and red threads puncturing through your flesh, tying your limbs together.
Well, at least they're clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It definitely feels sterile in here. Right. Now it's my go. And I'm going to try and eat you, Chan.
Please do.
I'm going to spend all of the threat I have here.
But this is a new turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So the guard thing happens again.
The what, sorry?
The guard thing happens. Actually, no, nobody's hurt. It's fine. I'm not going to do that yet.
Oh, yeah, no.
Go ahead and hit me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Cool. Okay, cool. Ravenous Mangle again. So this is TN 12 versus Quick. Fuck up.
Oh, massively.
Yes.
Kick the shit out of me.
That's the stuff.
Give me that corruption.
Absolutely. 5 wounds, please, champ.
Yeah, the terrain doesn't help. I'm dead.
Oh, actually,
Well, I'm
how
dying.
many wounds have you got? 4?
3 currently.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay,
Yeah,
5
none.
wounds.
None.
She turns around, and there's you can see, has she got eyes in the art? Yeah, it's something I like. Catches you in the eyes and then lunges forward. The chest part of her opens up, and you can see this nightmarish whirring hive of cogs and spinning reels. Your latches over your arm. Actually, seeing as it kills you, latches over your head. Sorry, it downs you anyway. So I don't have a means of downing players. So we've got to
just
throw
knock
it,
me over.
let it fall over. There we
There
go.
we go.
You may not, so she recovers 4 resolve. Oh, that's the stuff. She recovers 4 resolve. And the target is caught in the machinery. They may not guard, move, or repositioned, or be repositioned until they are freed.
Not a problem.
As a use action, any hunter may roll under strength to free a hunter in their area from the machinery. On any success, the target can act as normal. So yes, she lunges forward, grabs the top half of your body, and chews it to bits. On your turn,
Guy's fascinated.
you're still only dying, thankfully.
It can revive you.
On your turn, you'll roll hard, and if you roll over your hard, you are dead as a nut. If someone else can get in there and make a guard action beforehand, they can get you back up on your feet, but you will still be, stuck in the machine.
Fucked. Yeah.
Still be fucked. Now I've got another maneuver. I've got a maneuver I can take. I'm already at full resolve.
Just quickly.
Yes, mate.
Rules question.
Mm-hmm.
Does a dying character count as a participant in the battle still? Because we can interact with them with guard to get them up. I.e., if somebody does something that's like, move this character, like reposition somebody, can I reposition a dying character?
I don't know what the rules are, but it sounds like fun, so go for it.
I because I think it should be. It's like something we need to clarify. But they still function as a participant in the battle.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Right, so that's the end of my go. I'm going to play some threat.
Did you not still have a maneuver left?
I don't have anything interesting to do with it. Just because
You can move someone.
Kick him around a bit.
I can move someone. Yeah. You know what? Great point, actually. Well, I can only reposition people closer to the entity. I can shift people closer to me if they have curse. I can move towards you. I can spin around, which doesn't really. Oh, in fact, if I spin around, that means Chris is pulled further away. No, he's moved further towards Chan. No, I don't have anything clever I can do. I've pretty much got you where I want you. So Ion. Yeah. Okay. So I've already placed my threat. Don't worry. End of the round. End of the turn. We'll go from there. So it's everyone else's go. I recommend Chant goes last, so he doesn't have to roll hard until then.
Can I go first?
Please do.
Because if my roll actually works, it'll be useful.
Oh, that's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being useful.
So Weeks puts away the pistol and pulls up the shotgun, moves to front, and then fires, trying to get its attention.
Okay.
19 misses completely.
Well, at least you don't attract any threat. No, she's very busy eating Chan.
And my shotgun is loaded.
Fantastic. I'm going to try and puncture you with some threads. TN6 versus hard.
Success. Standard success.
1 damage, please, and 1 curse. All right, groovy. Now it's flank left.
Flank left. I think in this moment Rosie will panic, having seen Merlin go down, and
just
probably,
the legs kicking out of the machine.
And she'll shout out and run over into rear and use guard. Is it? It's guard to get Merlin out of, or at least out of
get them moving.
The dying condition, but you're still bound up by the threads, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that means you ready as well as an armor user.
I do, yes, I ready. So I think Rosie will just, scream out, "Mr. Merlin!" and run in here and shoulder barge the entity to sort of just pull them back a bit. Like, come on, get up! You're not done yet. Fight's still going. It's not time to clock off. Shift's not over. Come on, get up.
He cannot hear this.
But the audience can.
The audience can. I'm going to see if I can puncture CJ again. Let's see if we can get a curse on you.
Chant, just so you know, you come back with 1 wound, 1 resolve.
All right. So, what am I rolling against?
TN6 versus hard.
Okay, great. TN6 versus hard. Yes. Yeah, I have rolled above both of them again.
Another 2 wounds, please.
Digital dice hate me.
2 wounds brought down to 1 for your terrain and another curse.
Yeah. All right. So let me knock out my terrain real quick.
Unkillable, are we? You don't need to take away your terrain. You can you keep your terrain.
clocked
It's
up
just what
for you.
Elaine does.
Oh, I heard.
Elaine doubles its power, but then discards it, and you get to hang on to it.
Heard. Does terrain move with you? I forget.
If you're repositioned, yes. Otherwise, no.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love that we went from super confident in round 1 to like round
Kidding.
1.5. It's just like, and you're down, and you're dying, and the entity's just like popping off.
And
Grant is not well.
We'll have. Sorry, Grant's not well.
Chant.
Oh no, Chant's really having a problem.
The wizard is ill.
CJ, you're up.
Great. Oh well. What about that curse? What is that curse the same curse as the other? The resolve
Yep.
damage when I do an attack.
Yes, absolutely.
I've
It's
got
2
all right
resolve
resolve.
damage.
I've got all right resolve. She's upset that she got attacked.
Yeah.
She takes these things very personally, even though she's literally the one instigating the fight. So she's gonna grab the knife and try and stab her.
Let's go. Let's go.
And that is my quick versus what's the
Close defense of 10.
10?
Pretty good odds on a wound.
Yeah, let's give it a go. That's a 4, so under both.
Which means that that's just resolve. So it needs to be over her number, under your number. So you do some more resolve damage.
Yeah.
And now it's now you go maneuver.
Yeah, I've got a maneuver. I did. That was a standard success, right? So I don't get any. My on a miss does not happen. But I'm gonna move to ranged left.
Very good.
I think that's it for me for this round.
Cool. Did you mark resolve for making the attack? 2.
I have now.
Equal to your curse. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So yes, you stumble away. Back off. I think backing off. I think let's see if we can make your character a bit cooler. Back off.
She's also doing okay at the moment.
Yeah,
she's only
yeah.
got 1 wound. I
Okay,
mean, like
cool.
she's only down 1 wound. So
Yeah. And you are covered in thread. And now it's Chance go. And you very cleverly positioned yourself where I can't bother you anymore. Any of you.
Oh yeah, none of us are standing on threat.
Yeah.
We'll fix that soon, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can't I do while I'm trapped in the whirring jaws of this textile machine?
You can't guard, move, or be repositioned.
Oh, okay, so I can continue stabbing at it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I should probably try to get out, eh?
It's a strength check as a use action.
Help you being consumed by the manifestation of the Industrial Revolution, killing the textile industry.
No, I have failed. I am thoroughly ensnared, and I'm going to come out of this with slightly more scars. Can I try that again?
You can indeed.
Yes, second
That's
time
stuff.
lucky. Second
Cool.
time he rips himself out.
And now it's my turn again, which is great.
Yeah.
I might. Okay, cool. So it's my turn again. That's the end of your turn. I can't spend any threat. We go back to the tailor. I'm going to, as a maneuver, I'm going to use Vicious Web. Fabric walls twitch and constrict, driving you deeper. Target any area with less than 3 threat. Shift it to 3 threat from that area from adjacent areas.
Nice.
She's also leveled up with Awakened Senses, which is on 3 doom. So this means I can shift 4 threat from other places.
Oh dear.
Pop that
Oh
over there.
dear.
I'm going
This
right back in
is-
there.
This is the moment in the video game where the boss like telegraphs the big wind-up attack when they just move 4 threat into one zone, and there's these two characters are like, you're free from the threads, let's go, let's rally, and then just
well.
boss rearing
Yeah.
up.
Does that trigger your guard ability, Chen?
No,
Or
you
is it
can
just when I
spend
place
it.
threat? I want to spend it.
Placing
Well, I
it
am.
is fine. Spending it is.
I am going to spend it as part of this attack. So
Okay,
I'm
cool.
going to try and mangle up Elaine this time.
So I'm pretty sure it says when you spend threat, so I assume before your action resolves.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guard.
Very
Um,
good. We'll get back 2.
Yeah, so that's 2 for me. Elaine, you. This triggers my rally, which means I stand up and look vaguely defiant despite being covered in my own blood. You get to focus as an immediate action.
Woo.
And
Ooh.
Elaine, if you've got any resolve missing, you get 1 back.
I do not at the moment. Rosie's looking
Hmm.
pretty good.
Tremendous. Let's see how good she's looking after trying to eat her arm off.
Yeah, we'll find
So
out.
this is TN 8 versus Quick.
Oof, okay.
Oh, sorry, 12.
That's a standard success.
Damn it. 2 resolve.
2 resolve.
She doesn't grab your arm. And then I'm going to stay. Yeah, that's me. I've spent my maneuver. I've spent my action. Very little occurred, which is a shame. I was really hoping to get that arm off. But as always, next round. Right, everyone else. I guess we can start with Chris again.
Sure.
And then I'd like to go afterward, I think, because I might be able to be helpful with threat, potentially.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Useful.
Oh, I placed threat. Sorry, everyone.
Oh yeah, no, carry on. I'll let you sort that first, just so I know where I'm at.
Get your threat on. Get your threat on. Wow.
Lovely.
Chen, I have a feeling we might be slowly growing a grudge. I'm getting a feeling, just an inkling, a thought.
It's good, Elaine. We've rattled him. We've made him nervous. That's what this is.
You've pulled ag.
We have.
Yeah.
Oh no, the healer and the tank have pulled aggro.
Weeks is going to do an attack and use the dollar's receipts.
Okay.
But what he's going to do is just hold the dollar's receipts up in front of the shotgun and just fire through the book. The old face eraser.
The old face eraser.
Was it Wushu that
It
taught
was
us
Wushu.
that?
It was Gun Fu, yeah.
Gun Fu and Wushu, where they described face eraser bullets, which is a handgun and a bottle held up in front of it.
Classy business. All right,
Yeah,
make that
so-
attack check.
Dollar's receipts first.
Dollar receipts first. Yep, cool. It
Halves
just
the
happens.
resolve.
Rounding down.
Yes.
Cool. 3 resolve right off her.
And then a shotgun blast.
Cool.
Oh, I take 1 resolve for doing that. Do that first.
Do you?
Because I got 1
yes.
curse.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, mate.
that's my third 17 tonight.
Oh, can't get yourself a sawn off, mate.
No, sort of boring.
Well,
How
it doesn't-
dare you.
That doesn't occur any threat.
No, I need my character needs to have his shotgun loaded at all times, so
Okay.
it's worth it. I think.
Okay, cool. Have you flipped your shotgun token?
Oh, I haven't. Loaded.
Still loaded. Well done. CJ.
How is the entity doing on resolve at the moment? Just out of
4.
curiosity. Okay.
It's not great.
I don't think I can do some things from afar, but not what I really want to do yet because it's not bleeding yet. But I'm going to try to attack it, I think. But I have a quick question. If I'm to use my hunt equipment, that's a maneuver, right?
Yes, a use action. Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. So yeah, so I'm going to attempt to. She's still with the knife. She's been ignoring the book a bit this time, and she's going to try and lob it at the entity, which will be, because it's from range. That will be my sharp.
Yeah. Range defense
11.
of 9.
Okay, let's have a go. Let's see. Nope, that's a 19.
Good stuff. You got a maneuver?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. Well, I missed.
Oh, actually, you missed, so you can move for free.
I missed, so I'm moving into support.
Mhm.
And then with my maneuver, am I right in assuming that Merlin is the one who is most effed up as far as wounds goes?
Absolutely. Yeah.
100% yes.
He does also have to be in support if you're going to heal him.
Really?
Oh, don't worry, I'm coming.
Okay, no. That's fair.
Also, it depends. If you're using the heal action, then yes, I need to be in support. If you've got some
I was going to use my
bookie
first
wookie
aid
goodness, then
satchel, which didn't specify that I saw, but I might not have copied it down.
I don't think it's a heal action. I think it just does the first aid satchel. In support, restore 4 wounds to yourself or an ally as a use action.
So I suppose that means, as
They
in,
have to
like,
be in support,
when you're
yeah.
when you're all. I figured for sure it was when I was in support, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize it also meant when they're in support. So
It's
when
both
you get over here, that'll be all right.
don't worry, I'm on my
Um,
way.
Yeah. Until then, can't do that because it's not
Do you-
bleeding yet.
Do you want to do you want to take your turn first so we can resolve that in a single turn?
I mean, I can't get all the way
Can
to
you
support
can't
because
get
I'm in
all the way.
range.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, cool.
I
Carry on.
can help you if I go
Oh.
first.
Oh, you can
Oh.
beat
Okay.
me.
Yeah. Are you doing
Never
anything with
toss a
your next
wizard.
action though, CJ? You've got.
I've got a maneuver is all I have left, but I would have liked to have used that as the first aid.
Well, we can play your turn out after they take theirs, and so you miss for the attack and move into support. I'm fine with that.
If
I
that's
see.
okay, yeah,
Fine by
yeah.
me. Yeah, I think it's more exciting.
Oh, it's also just I misunderstood what I read.
Fine.
So
All right,
Yeah.
Elaine then.
Yeah, so the ability I took last time lets me, at the end of my turn, I can shift 1 threat, but I can also expend my ready to grant an ally in my area a reload, take cover, or move. So I think I can expend ready to tell Mr. Merlin to get away from this big giant pile of threat that we're standing on. If you want to get a free move now.
Yes, please.
Excellent.
I'm going to go this way where the entity's not looking yet.
Now, is that an action to use
Um,
that? Because it just
I don't think
reads.
so. No, you just expend
just
it. Is it
expend
at
it.
is it
Yeah.
at the start? Does it say at the start of your turn or the end of your turn or?
It doesn't say. It
Cool,
just
then yeah,
says
it's free.
expend ready. Okay, cool.
Done so.
So
So you've got a whole turn.
So in that case, then, so Rosie has sort of like go and like shifted Merlin into the next area, and then she will follow quickly
Oh, man.
behind.
What a threat!
And we're gonna guard again, get some resolve back, and ready up. So we're
Then if-
scampering.
And then are we going to chant?
Yes, chance go.
Yeah, Merlin's taking his cue. Rosie understands this battlefield far better than he does, and he's getting out of the way.
Great. So you're both in support. So now CJ can spend that use
Yeah.
action.
that'll be so. Yeah, basically, Alexandra will run over to Merlin, and just be like. She's not even saying anything. She's just shaking her head as she starts bandaging him up. And that'll be. I don't even know if you have 4 wounds, but if you do, they're restored now. Because that's what the first aid's. Or at least, hold on a minute. What is a standard heal in support? Because how many wounds do you have?
I have 4 total, and I'm on 1. So
I think it's still probably worth using.
It's
the first aid
sensible,
satchel
yeah.
then.
Yeah, standard support heal is a roll of wise. On a success, you restore 2 to another hunter in support, or 1 to yourself. And on a failure, you restore 1 wound to another hunter in support.
Yeah. So I'll just use the first aid satchel to bring you back up to full wounds. Question: does that expend this?
Yep.
Okay.
You need
Delete.
to go back to the refuge to basically get another one.
Nice. Okay. And then that's it because that was technically the end of my turn. So.
Okay. The pair of you are sheltering amongst a forest of vibrating cloth as you bandage the wounds, and it's my turn. My God, I'm going to have that armor lane.
Oh, good. Let's go. She's ready for you.
Oh, was
She
the
She got
wait,
Merlin out of danger. That's her important role in this.
For my maneuver,
clarity, you're
Yeah,
moving. Yeah.
yeah. For my maneuver, I'm going to use Awakened Senses, which lets me move 4 threat to an empty area, which I've done so. And I'm going to spend all 4 of that threat to get busy with the fizzy. So that is TN 12 versus Quick. Give me your arm.
Oh.
Come on!
You
To
hit me.
resolve!
You need to hit me with it,
Standards
mate.
of this.
I can't roll for toffee.
Oh, but yeah, that's like, I figure Elaine's got the lowest quick.
Quick 10?
She does not.
Oh. Yeah, so
Same as
She's not.
mine.
She's not she's actually not as slow as I thought she
I
was.
can't believe it. You've tricked me into fighting the tank.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's working.
You little buggers. To resolve, and I'm going to do two things. Firstly, I'm going to trigger my entity enhancement, which, come on, here we go. Keen. Choose an attack or interrupt action that deals damage to a hunter. That action inflicts +2/+1 damage. Ravenous
Ooh.
Mangle now does 4/6.
Jesus.
Did you want to do
What's
that?
wrong with you?
Yeah.
Did you want to do that before the attack?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I would like to do that before the attacks. That's
So-
that's 4 resolve. That's my
And
one.
wound.
It's my 1 enhancement spent. No wounds,
Does it-
don't worry.
no
Don't worry.
wounds.
It only does wounds if you roll over your stat.
That's
but it
definitely
is-
a lot. That's a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. It's a lot.
Rosie's like, she lets her guard down for a moment as she sees Merlin like getting shuffled off and healed up, and she's like, "Ah, good," and turns around just in time to get a freaking like needle right through the arm. It's like, "Oh, sorry, forgot about you, love."
Right, end of my turn. Threat. Chris, you've been marking resolve for all the curse on you, right?
Yes. I forgot to do the last one.
Good.
I've got a resolve left.
Oh, interesting. Well, I don't get to attack you now.
Lovely.
But let's go. Let's have our next round, and then I think actually, considering how long this has all been going on, we've definitely got an episode in here. I reckon we can get to the end of this round and then pick it back up.
A
Let's do
cliffhanger.
Yeah, I mean, let's see where we are. If we
Yeah.
feel like it's wrapping up, we might as well wrap it up just narratively. And if we don't feel like it's wrapping up, we'll pick back up in episode 3.
Absolutely. Let's go. Chris, fuck me up, my dude.
Right. I'm not going to bother taking a token, but I'm going to focus and then
Okay.
shoot. Which means that I lose my last resolve, breaking me.
Okay. Have you got those cool abilities which make you more powerful, or are you just now going to die?
Oh no, I'm
Okay,
just dying.
Cool. Okay.
And then I need to roll these two.
What does breaking mean for player characters exactly?
It's pretty much exactly the same as a monster. That means that I can't. If it would do resolve damage, it does wounds instead.
Nice.
Standard success.
Cool. Okay, that's 2.
Oh, this is bad.
2 resolve. Now. Well, don't worry, because if it says that you take resolve damage. Oh no, you're alright. No, okay, it's empty.
Yeah, my shotgun's empty.
Oh, that is bad. You really wanted that to have a bullet in it.
I needed that to be loaded. Yeah.
Definitely needed that to have a bullet in you. Well, I'm going to bother you, I think.
I figure that's right. I'm not.
Give me that puncture attack, please. That's TN 6 versus hard.
In 6
6.
hard. Oh.
Well,
Oh.
that's 2 wounds, please, and 1
Certainly so.
curse. As it riddles you.
Oh no.
Does the resolve doesn't punch through to wounds, does it, from the curse?
No, so so like you'll stay broken, but no, it doesn't
Yeah.
punch through.
But it doesn't bleed wounds.
No. Resolve never becomes wounds. It's only if something does both types and you don't have any resolve, it does wounds.
Golly, I'd love to hit something.
It'd be great, wouldn't it? You've been rolling terribly.
Oh no, I hit it. Didn't I hit it this round?
You did. Thank you
I
for
hit resolve,
reminding
right?
me. You hit resolve, yeah.
Cool. I get back to resolve.
Oh, why's that?
Momentum once per round. Oh no, direct current wound damage. I thought it was resolve.
Okay. Yeah, it's the pistol. Yeah, she's only got 2 resolve left. So, and she can only heal by eating people.
No, sorry, this is my fault. I got confused. Oh, wrong ability. When I inflict resolve damage with the shotgun, this is my new ability.
Yeah.
I may or reposition one hunter in close or remove one threat from my area.
Oh well, up to you.
Rosie, would a reposition be useful to you?
If you pop me over by you, I can help you reload.
That would be fantastic. So I'm going to reposition you Oh God.
You need
Thank you.
need a
Physics.
hand over here.
Yeah.
Are you struggling, love? Fumbling the reload.
I have 6 wounds left, and that's it.
That's
That's
fine,
all
man.
right.
That's fine. As long as
That's
it
at
hit you.
least 2 hits.
As
That's
long as I make
precisely-
all my rolls.
That's precisely as many as my ravenous mangle does.
Mm.
It's ominous.
Right. Up next, whoever we want, really. I think perhaps our friends in support should come back and join the fight.
Mm.
Go ahead, CJ.
I had in my head exactly what I wanted to do, and for some reason my brain thought, it's best if I don't go first, but now I've completely forgotten everything in the course of 3 minutes or less.
You gonna throw a knife at it?
It's probably best if I do. Oh, I know why. It would be helpful if I went a little bit later, because if we can get rid of the resolve and then I can do wound damage, there's a lot of things I can actually do. So actually it would be helpful if I went a bit later, if that's possible.
Cool. All right, let's get Chant going then.
All right.
You're almost feeling better than when you started at this point.
Yeah, he's hale and hearty and extremely
Yeah.
humble because this is his job. He's not the one who gets chewed up and spat out.
You're actually a doctor.
Alexandra finishes patching him up and looks at him and goes, "Go kill it."
Oh, Alex. I'm charmed by your faith in me. And he steps out brandishing the sword and the book, because fuck it, why not? You know, I'm much better off if I come out in ranged front. I'm just gonna have to accept the threat. And he starts incanting. He scoops up handfuls of the stacks of die that are around him and blows them towards the tailor.
Oh, lovely.
Over the heads of the lads.
Mhm.
And hopefully I'm going to choke it to death, or at least choke it to discomfort on its own die.
Okay.
I love the threat. I'm going to choke you to discomfort.
Well, that's a success. So that's
From-
1 resolve.
Remember, you mark resolve damage for any curse on you.
I'm doing it.
Good man.
No, not all of the resolve. It's not that bad. Come on, tabletop sim.
Tremendous. In which case, then I think if we let Elaine go next, you might be able to break it.
I don't want to
probably
be
wanna
this guy, but
Do you want to pop a threat
Interrupts.
down?
Oh, interrupts.
remember you get an attack between turns.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's very true. Thank
Just
you.
throwing
I'm
it
gonna hit Chant. TN6 versus hard,
Yep.
please.
Hang on. So that means I'm guarding.
Oh, it was a trick, Chris. You tricked me, you bastard.
That's 2 resolve back.
So glad.
Does that pull Chris out of broken?
Chris, do you want some resolve back?
Oh, you
love
little
some.
bastards.
Yeah. Grant, lob 3 threat on me, please.
Yeah.
And Chris,
Jesus.
restore 3 resolve.
Ah, you absolute star.
Oh, I'm probably going down again.
That's fine. We're nearby.
Yeah.
Jesus, look. What's your
Sorry, you
threat,
want me to roll?
Grant?
12. 11. So I've not hit it yet.
No.
That's a 19, Grant. Fuck me up.
Oh no.
That's 2 wounds
Alright,
and,
alright.
and 1 curse. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. 2 wounds, 1 curse.
Yeah, I can take that.
That's for you. There you go. Curses cancelled out.
Cheers.
All right. So now CJ. Sorry, Elaine.
Elaine.
Elaine might be best place to break it.
Yeah, I think Rosie can do a thing here. I think I've got a focus, so Rosie's gonna try and take the opportunity as it's distracted to give this thing a crack around the side. The patented rib shot that Rosie seems to be good for. That is a what's its close defense?
It's 10.
10. So just a standard success then.
Cool. You break it.
Oh,
When
okay.
first broken. Seam
Ah.
Ripper. A dozen spindles burst to life and tendrils streak with vengeance. Make a puncture attack against all hunters. This attack does not cause threat. CJ, seeing as you're in support, I can't attack you, but everyone else, fair game.
Can I just
Oh,
quickly
no.
say that this is my favourite ability name for this character?
What?
Seam Ripper.
Yeah.
Seam Ripper.
It's horrible.
Right, so it's puncture. That's TN6, a hard against everyone, please, aside from CJ.
That is a success.
Well done. That is
On!
Standard success.
cool. On a standard success, that's one resolve. On a failure, that's 2 wounds. Chris, what did you roll? Oh no. Oh, mate.
Counting
Oh,
off
mate.
them wounds.
Oh, God, not doing much here, is it? Right, okay.
Hey.
What happened? What did you do?
Oh, I punctured Chris through the neck several times.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I've got one like, needle and thread going through into a lung.
I think fiction-wise Merlin is standing directly behind the sergeant.
Yeah, that's wise.
His
Anyone who
success,
took damage,
Chris's failure.
anyone who took damage ticks up their curse by 1.
Okay.
Who took wounds or took resolve, or both?
Any damage.
It's not very nice, is it?
It's not very nice, is it? Next up.
I've still got
Oh,
one.
sorry, you've still got an action.
Yeah, I do.
Well done.
So I use my focus, I broke it, and then I'm going to expend my ready to shout at Weeks, shoot the bastard, and give you a free reload.
Oh, you start. Oh, I don't need to flip it. It just becomes reloaded.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that you made me do a reload action, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. I hit it with the shotgun.
Bonk it.
Cool, just hit.
No,
Oh,
17
Chris,
again.
Chris, baby, that dice is wrong.
I don't believe in dice superstitions, but I do believe in bad code.
Mm.
I'm gonna grab the red dice and see if they're not broken.
Oh, yeah, maybe I'll roll someone else's die.
Yeah, go for it. Hey,
My
some orange
dice
ones here
also
if you want 'em.
suck.
Yeah, I'll try some orange ones.
Great.
I'm going to.
Oh, hang on, sorry, I've got to flip my shotgun token. It's empty.
For my no, you didn't.
No,
you don't
you're
need to.
right.
You just that was
That was a melee.
process
Karen.
of reloading. You just kicked her.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 1 threat for the interrupt, and then I'm going to shift chant here
Oh dear.
through
Yeah,
the
okay.
through the where is it? Bound for death, tugged like puppets stumbling toward their doom. I can just shift you if you've got curse on you. So she gestures with some of her 8 to 9 arms and tugs you forward as you stumble into the melee. And it's my turn now, I think.
I'm going to do my end of turn tidy up things first. So I'm going to shift 1 threat. I'm going to scooch one of these away from us.
Are you ready?
And I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not ready. Ignore me. Ignore me.
Ignore me!
Do I go next?
You do go next.
That is what I'm going to do then. I'm going to use my maneuver to move to ranged right, and then I think I'm going to lob a knife at it again.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
The knife, which I guess it magically comes back to her.
Yeah. It's
She
like
always finds it back in her.
it is. Despite how hard you've tried, it is impossible to get out of arm's reach of your knife.
Beautiful. She's like, let's do this time, perhaps. And is going to try to throw the knife again. So I'm ranged, so that is
my fault if it doesn't hit.
Whispers your knife.
She considers that and thinks she's going to go ahead and take that on board just in general.
Take that under advisement.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism.
And that's a 5, so that's under
It
both.
does hit. It does a wound. 2 wounds even, I think, for a throwing knife.
CJ,
2, yep.
would you like the honor of flipping over the bleeding token
Oh, where is it? There we
See it
go.
on the entity square?
Let's see if I can. There we go. I'm bad at TTS, but there we go. It's bleeding.
It's bleeding now.
And
What's it bleeding?
I think you mentioned earlier that with some resolve damage there was some dye coming out. I think it's bleeding red, dark red dye just from the hole that has been punctured.
I kind of like the idea that it's powdered dye as well, like it's like sand rather than blood.
Her you can see like her body's juddering like the machines around her, and so every time what she has instead of lungs pumps, there's another like puffs of dye coming out of her organs. She is hurt.
And bleeding wise, so I've moved, I've made my attack. The one thing left that I can do this round is as I'm in ranged at the end of my turn, I can remove +1 threat.
So it's 2 threat from anywhere on the board.
Yay. I think probably these 2, hey?
That's super wise.
Mine.
Should I move it or delete it, by the way? What's the better? Okay.
I don't think we've got anybody that uses threat. Sunglasses do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things you can play with.
So
but-
sometimes it's really useful to get a load of threat in somebody's area and not in this party.
There you go. That's my turn.
Amazing.
I'm leaving that threat right where it is. Because it's my turn next, and I reckon I might be able to do some real horrible things to you lot.
It's done.
Let's go.
I think this is
Yeah.
this is the turn where we figure out who's gonna win.
Actually, wait, sorry. I'm going to spend that threat and make an attack against someone I don't care. We're going to go for Shan.
Yeah, go on. Why not?
TN6 versus hard.
Yes, that is a superior success.
Oh, great. Cool, no worries. Like, somehow, amidst the storm of mangles, you managed to avoid that.
There's
And then
nowhere
on-
left to hurt.
And that's you're just hitting thread. And then on my next turn, I'm going. So on my actual turn, I'm going to use vicious web, which lets me shift 4 threat. Yeah,
no.
Vicious threat. I'm going to spend all of that threat in one go. Chant, you going to do anything about that?
Yeah, you know I am.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Spirit.
All right, so I'm guarding. I think the way Chris is rolling, you get the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, yeah. And nobody's in
I
the
literally
adjacent
need
area.
it.
You
You're
really
loaded
do.
and focused, please.
Mhm.
Please, Chris.
And one of you gets to restore 1 resolve. Rosie, it looks like you need this. So for
I
once,
do
Merlin
need-
is squaring up and standing in front of Rosie,
Oh,
which is a stupid idea.
Astonishing.
Her
Nice.
little slag-made heart beats.
the tailor, bleeding, injured, stuttering, rears up and spasms horrendously. She's going to make the 1,000 Needles attack, which she's not used yet, which has, I think, the only pun in Hollows in the fluff text, which is she reaps what she sows. Target all hunters in any area. I'm going to do front. TN 10 versus hard. And it hands out curse like nobody's business.
Oh my gosh. Critical fail.
Standard success.
3 wounds, please, Elaine. And 1
Oh.
curse.
Just a normal fail, sir.
Great. For the 2 of you, two resolve and 2 curse.
Ooh, think about 5.
Right. Place some threat at the end of my turn. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm also going to put some over here, CJ, just to show you who's boss. And it's bleeding. What happens with that, CJ? It does damage or something, right? I toss the coin at the end of my turn.
Yes. Sorry, let me move back up to that. So, if it shows whole, the entity suffers 1 resolve damage. No, that's if the bleeding status is. Hold on a minute.
Yep. So
that's right. So it gets a no, but we have. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, so it's already bleeding. It can't take any more resolve damage. And then there are various abilities which you can take which key off bleeding, much like your threat removal one.
Mhm.
I'm going to flip this coin. She's all right, folks.
Yeah, so that's the bleeding. It the laceration. It doesn't rupture. It fixes, right? It fixes itself, right?
It's yes. Sorry. If it shows whole, it ruptures. I mark 1 resolve damage, and I'm no longer bleeding.
There you go. That's what I was. That's what I was stuttering about a second ago.
All right. Okay. That's the end of my turn. I was really hoping that would kill some of you, but we're pretty close. Let's do this. Let's do this. Final destination. I reckon we're going to solve this one way or the other this round. And Chris, you're definitely owed a hit.
I was about to say, can I go first just because I want to
Please.
try and hit
Go,
something?
go.
I'm spending focus.
Great.
Shoot.
That's not the roll. And there we go. That's the roll. Well, I hit.
How many wounds do you do?
2 wounds.
Bang! What does that look like?
That is multiple shotgun blasts going off, just racking it over and over and just firing as fast as I can.
There's enormous clouds of dye floating into the air now. You can barely see. Reload?
I get back 2 resolve because I caused a wound.
Oh yeah, you have a pistol. That's right. You see if your shotgun's out
Flip
of
my
ammo.
token.
She's all right, folks.
Still loaded.
You've got a spare maneuver.
I'm going to try and get rid of the curse. Strong check, you say?
That's right. Oh, sorry. When you attacked, you removed all of your resolve.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess got 2 of it back? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Did you succeed on your... No.
No.
So you tick your curse down by 1. Or anyone's curse down by 1.
Mine was at 5.
Okay.
That's
cool.
a lot.
Okay. Let's go for... yeah, okay. Hey, CJ, get over here.
Oh,
Aw.
okay.
All right.
Oh, no.
It's anyone's turn. Yeah, and so yeah, she's juddering wildly, and crimson threads pulling you towards her as the chest cavity cracks open, and you can see that ravenous mangle ready and hungry. It's now anyone aside from Chris.
Bearing in mind it was just my go, Grant.
Yes, mate.
So there is an interrupt phase.
Yes, I'm hanging on to it because
That's cool. No, I just
Chad's going to do some fuckery. I spent. Although, well, I mean, he's going to do some fuckery anyway, isn't he?
At some point, I'm going to do some fucking.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
all right. Hang on, it's going to be real fucking good this time because I've got people with me and adjacent to me.
Oh,
Right, so
okay, cool.
I got
I'm going to.
Elaine
yeah,
have a resolve, Chris have a focus, and Grant place. CJ, you're all right for resolve, aren't you?
I'm not doing great, but I was to be transparent. I was heading back towards support because I was going to try to like recover sometime if this fight went on much longer. I'm at 3 of 7 right now.
We've got.
Okay.
just-
Chuck
we've
two-
got-
4 wounds.
Chuck,
left.
in that case, chuck 2 more threat on front, and CJ restore 2 resolve.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not tracking on the thing.
Sorry.
No,
yeah,
you've got a
that's
lot
right.
to film. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's happened.
Mhm.
I did that. Oh yeah, and I get to do something to you, don't I, champ?
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you. I think.
Mhm.
So it's a standard puncture TN6 versus hard. Come on. Let's get up to 6 threat.
Oh, success.
Fine. 2 resolve. Sorry, 1 resolve.
1 resolve. Thank you.
1 resolve.
Is-
Barely
is it-
anything.
Any damage causes
Yep.
a curse.
So that takes you up to you're at 6 curse. So good news, you can't be any more. You can't have any more thread on you.
There's literally
You're like a
nothing left. I am
pincushion.
mummified in scarlet bloody thread.
More thread than man. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Silly old goose. Anyway, next up, so Chris has gone, and then I did my turn, and now it's anyone's turn, really.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Mm.
I don't think what I do matters as much in the moment as far as when I do it. So if no one wants to go now, I'll go now.
Go for it.
Cool. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? Bit of a
You
one
just-
trick pony at the
you
moment.
stab it.
I made a shtick and it's kind of paying off.
Mhm.
But
Well, if we kill it, you can make it better.
right, Alexandra pulls the knife back out from there again and says, "Welcome back." Some damage, and she's gonna try to stab close. Try to stab it close, which is quick. She's like,
Do it again, close and red.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm trying. And she presses into probably like a pre-existing wound. Hopefully, let's find out.
I like to imagine that as you draw it, the blood is still on it.
Mhm.
Like the dye.
Die.
All right, let's go.
All right. So I'm quick right now because I'm close. My quick is 14, and the TN is 10. Did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Did I remember? Great. Cool. I remembered a thing. Yeah. So that's a 16. Yeah. So I miss. Yep. But because
can
I
move.
missed, I do get to move.
Yeah.
I'm
Where are you
gonna
gonna
move
move
to range right,
Okay.
and then for my minute, she's like, "It's all right. It's not our fault." And she puts and
Poor little
Oh.
knife.
and she moves, so she gets the free movement. I'm gonna actually move all the way out into support because also, if I end my turn in... Nope, it's not bleeding. Motherfucker. Well, that's fine.
You
I'm
will get
in
a bit of
support.
healing next round. If you
Yep,
start your turn in support, you get a bit of healing. So that's
I'm in
nice.
support, so there's that. But
Oh,
that's
you
the
can't
turn.
be
Oh.
hit.
Oh, Alexandra. Oh no, it's a good thing you've got money.
It's okay, she's pretty.
Yeah.
You're funding
Um,
this entire, operation at the end of the day. So technically, everything we do is a result of you. So
Absolutely so.
Yeah, I'll take
Right.
that. I think the knife agrees.
Give me.
Elaine, do you mind if I go? While you're figuring out your interrupt, Elaine, do you mind if I go next? Because
yeah,
basically,
like,
I'm going to die horribly and leave you the kill. I think is what's going to happen.
no, Merlin. But yeah, go
Hmm.
for it.
Thank you. I imagine
Um,
Grant wants to fuck with us a bit first.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna spend that, and yeah, I'm gonna spend that, and I'm gonna try and bother Chris there. That's TN6 versus hard, please.
Nope.
2 wounds, please.
2 wounds on a man with a loaded shotgun, you say?
Roll to hit, please.
Get rid of that focus. And then roll. I will take the 11.
Fantastic.
What's
Another
its
2
fate?
wounds. It's broken, mate.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
yeah. So it does 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Oh, there's 2 left. Okay.
Hang on, I need to flip my thingy. It's still loaded. Sorry, and I'm broken as well.
Yes.
So
No. Why are you broken?
Because I just took 4
Oh,
damage from the curse.
because you pulled the trigger. That's right. Yeah.
Top tip, Mr. Howitt. 2 wounds over here.
Good stuff. Well, it's Chance turn now, unfortunately.
It's Chance turn, and Merlin has seen a chance for glory, but more importantly, so has the sword, and the sword is far more into glory than Merlin is.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
He's blundering forward, tearing these needles out of his skin, getting more and more tangled in her webs as he goes, and attempting to impale the horrible, bloody spider creature. That's a success. That's a 4.
Cool. You are broken, but she's dead.
Yeah.
Please describe what happened.
Elaine, I'm really sorry. I really thought that was going to miss. I was going to be broken, and you were going to get the kill.
Good, yes. Plunge me in.
Says the sword.
It couldn't be anywhere but the heart. By heart, I mean the whirring guts of the machine, which grind and clank to a halt around the blade, chunking it up into its component pieces.
There's the sword. It's like a rapier-looking thing, right?
It is rapierish. It's a stabby thing, yeah.
Like the sword gets caught in the mangle, and there's this of the end of your sword, like getting mangled up and turned around. And then you feel this enormous pulse of energy through your arm, and the sword straightens out right through this thing. It shudders, and much like the guy from before who pushed himself down, dies on your sword, and you can see all of the and slowly over the next 30 seconds or so, its heart stops beating, and everything in here stops moving, and the dust. The die slowly falls to the ground, and you are left here, covered in fucking threads, all of you. And it's time for baptism. So we'll do the baptism, and then we'll end the session there. So what you like? Feel free to describe drinking some more blood if you'd like, but it's all up to you. If anyone wants to lead the party in a celebration, or if anyone wishes to do their own thing, please describe how you earn things from this monster. You also, Chris, if you're keeping track, 4 bone.
Yeah.
Merlin is simply leaving the sword in there and letting its various automated processes collect the samples that he ends up taking from it. And that's largely because he can't fucking get up.
I think
He's just been fully shallobbed.
Yeah.
Alexandra will go up then and do the thing she normally does, where she takes a bit of, this time it's that sort of almost powder dye, and smears it on the inside of her book, like pulls the book out, smears it, closes it, locks it up, and then turns to Merlin to offer a hand up.
Gratefully accepted.
And she looks at him and she says, "Told you you'd kill it."
Oh. Chris.
Weeks goes over and just puts his thumb into one of the like shotgun wounds, and then just puts an old god symbol on his forehead with the die.
Nice, cool. I like that. It's pleasing. Your shotgun roars in approval. Elaine.
Rosie will sort of look at the various mechanisms and whatnot that are going on here, and she'll see a spool of I think like a nice vermilion thread. She's like, ooh, I like that. Just take the spool off and wrap it around the handle of her hammer to give it a bit more grip and whatnot, and tie it off and whatnot. She's always trying to improve her stuff in these temporary ways.
Fantastic, beautiful. As with last session, everyone gets to pick an ability. Another one from tier 1 will do, which you can pick, and then that will power you up for your next fight, which is against a pig the size of a small building. and also he's ordained. It's the other thing about it.
So if anybody's looking to get married, we got the massive big for you.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. CJ, take us out, please.
This has been another really great session. I had a great time. I think we all did. Really getting into the stride of things.
Can't wait until you wound with an attack. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so much fun. Like I said when I built Alexandra, I was going for a certain thing, and I wanted to see if it worked, and I think it would if I could roll.
Yeah.
It's been a great time. Thank you, Sam Lamont, for the beautiful art, as I've said before, and thank you everyone here. Elaine, Chant, Chris, thank you for playing. Grant, thank you for running this for us. It's been a great time. Everyone, you obviously want to play Hollows as well, right? Yeah. You could do that. All you have to do is go to rrdgames.com/hollows, and it'll take you right to our backer kit. It's gonna be awesome. There's a lot of cool things available, including a sort of, this isn't what it's called, but a premium edition.
What's it called?
That's the only word that came
now
to
called
mind.
the Conclave Edition.
The
Not just because I'm
Conclave
playing the
Edition.
Conclave character at all.
Yes, the Conclave Edition, which is gorgeous, or you can get your standard one, which is also gorgeous. So you really can't lose.
Yeah.
You're
making money now, baby.
Yeah. Go give it a look. Chat to us anywhere on our socials, and most places we're Rowan, Rook, Decard, and we will, I think sometimes we're also Rowan, Rook, and Decard. It just depends. So try the end, and if it doesn't work, try the other one. That's about it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you again next week on the Sins of Grisham Priory-ish. Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
My name is Grant Howitt, and this is Hollows. Hollows is a monster hunting tabletop role-playing game with the best tactical combat system you've ever seen. You play as hunters. You invade other people's personal hells and murder their inner demons. You've got the seed of one of these hells inside of you, but you've also got weapons. Pistols and shotguns, swords and spears, books and armor. Your chosen weapons define how your character fights, and you'll need to master them and combine their abilities in creative ways to overcome the nightmares you face. So, gather your allies and slice through the fabric between worlds to dive into hell. Explore the ghost stories, allegorical landscapes, and tragic histories that await you. Hunt down the Lord at its heart and lay them to rest with blade and bullet, to put an end to their cancerous pocket dimensions for good. Whether you're sneaking through a trap-filled warehouse, outrunning a wall of screaming fire, or trying to hit a towering entity, the core mechanic of Hollows is the same. You roll a single d20 and try to roll under one of your stats. Strong, hard, quick, sharp, or wise. If you roll under your stat, you succeed. And if you roll the exact same number as your stat, you get a critical success. However, if you roll over your stat, you fail. In practice, this means that the higher your stat, the more likely you are to succeed. But even with a low stat, there's always a chance at success and failure. The GM will also give you a specific target number to aim for, representing the difficulty of what you're trying to achieve. In combat, this is normally one of the entity's 3 defenses: close, ranged, or weird. If your successful roll lands in the sweet spot under your stat and matching or beating the target number, you gain a superior success. Superior successes are not quite as powerful as a critical success, but they are much easier to land and often trigger special effects from your abilities. As you increase your stats, or use clever tricks and tactics to lower the target number or roll more dice, you increase the range and frequency of your superior successes, turning the odds in your favour. That's the core mechanic for Hollows. Let's talk about what an average game looks like. Gameplay in Hollows is divided into 3 main phases: exploration, combat, and recovery. Exploration in Hollows is your classic theatre of the mind role-playing game. You delve into this strange otherworld to uncover the story of the Lord that sits at the heart of the Hollow. You're exploring and you're role-playing with your party. You're getting to understand what's happened and you're finding relics that are going to help you out, deciding whether to pick up new abilities and draw attention to yourself, or to rush to the final boss and kill it quick, and deciding whether to defeat the Lord or to try and save them from their torment. Saving them, of course, is significantly more difficult. When you encounter a monster, the whole game flips over to become a 1 versus many adversarial tactical game. Each Hollows fight is designed to take around 60 to 90 minutes, so you can have a few in a session. We use this targeting grid, which puts the monster, the entity, at the centre, because what matters most is where you all are in relation to the monster, not where it is in relation to everything else. It's similar to lock-on targeting, found in many video games, recreated on the tabletop. Each hunter has 2 weapons, and they give access to a bunch of different abilities. Some weapons like the knife let you be quick and high damaging, encouraging you to move around the grid to get the jump on the enemy. Weapons like the armor are slow and soak damage to let you tank. Other weapons, like the book, get a bit more complex and interact with the monster or the environment in advanced ways. Choose your weapons wisely and combine their abilities to create unique combos for yourself and your fellow hunters. A round of combat in Hollows is quick fire and the state of the game changes constantly. On your turn, you can take 2 actions, an attack and a maneuver, or 2 maneuvers if you're trying to get yourself set up for something clever. Maneuvers cover anything that's not an attack, like aiming, taking cover, moving across the grid, reloading your weapons, or catching your breath and recovering. Attacks use one of your 2 weapons. As mentioned before, you'll be using the core mechanic to roll a d20 and try to beat the entity's defense and get as close as possible to your stat without going over. The weapons you use define what stat you attack with, which zones you can attack from, and which of the entity's defenses you target. An entity like the Hound has a very high range defense of 12, but a close defense of 9, meaning that it has a much easier time dodging your ranged attacks. You'll need to get in close, or find another way to lower its defense if you want to deal more than glancing blows. Each fight is designed to get you thinking about clever combos between not just your own abilities, but also throughout the whole party. Those combos build over time too. Each fight you win, you get to pick a new ability to add to your sheet, but most are temporary till the end of the Hollow. At the end of that adventure, you can pick one of the abilities you've unlocked and make it permanent. It sticks around even if you change weapons later on, meaning you can make your own powerful builds over time. But enough about players. Let's talk about those monsters, and why GMing Hollows is about as much fun as playing it. Every entity has all the mechanical pieces you'd expect. They all have defenses, attacks and maneuvers, they all have health, and so on. Each of these are unique and offer tactical challenges for your player to overcome. But that's only the beginning of what makes GMing Hollows monsters special. Firstly, you get to play with threat. Threat represents the entity's attention and intent, and you place it on the grid at the end of your turn and whenever a player lands a hit on you. You spend it in one of 2 ways, either to enhance your attacks or to make actions when it's not your turn, called interrupts. Every entity has unique interrupts, and they all shake up the fight in unexpected ways. It's a bit like aggro or telegraphed attacks you'd find in video games. You can either save it to build tension as you power up a big attack, or spend it to counter your players' attacks just when they're starting to feel too confident. Speaking of overconfidence, during the exploration phase, your players may have inadvertently caused the entity's doom to increase, most often by failing tests. As an entity accumulates doom, it gains new and deadly abilities. Even when the entities are losing hard, you still get to have some fun. Most entities have a unique ability which triggers when they take a lot of damage and is first broken. Think of breaking like entering a second phase in a boss fight. The entity gets to make a big attack, gain a new ability, or change how it fights. There's a lot of inspiration here from MMORPGs with huge set-piece combats. We've got monsters that light up the grid with threat and slowly spin to create areas hunters have to avoid, others that tie characters together with needles and string to slow them down, and even one that summons a train through the grid to take hunters down with massive damage. And what if you lose? Well, the game is not meant to be easy, it's meant to be very hard. Each fight balances on a knife edge between victory and defeat. The GM has tools to dial difficulty up and down, as do players if they want to, but most importantly, if a hunter dies, they gain corruption, which makes them stronger, unlocks new ways to play, and also incidentally brings them closer to the grander malignancies, the dark gods that rule the Isles and warp its people. If you're the kind of GM who's always wanted to TPK your players, this is your moment to shine. Not only is it one of you versus 4 or so of them, but also you're actively encouraged to make the monster as hard as possible to kill. You can get out all those miniatures from other games, create a horror story around one of them, stick it in the centre of this grid, and try really hard to defeat your players in a game of skill, tactics, and luck, knowing that whoever wins, the player characters get stronger, just in different ways. Once the boss is defeated, the Hollow ends, and you get to go back to your Refuge, a sort of interdimensional sanctuary that's open just to you and your mates. You can rest and recover there, but you can also use the materials you've brought back from your exploits to upgrade your home and unlock new abilities, from better weapons to new ways to reduce corruption and more. This is also the place other characters might come to call home. The lords you've saved from their torment, now shells of their former selves, burdened with regret and committed to helping put the world to rights alongside you. And that's your mission as hunters. Your benefactors keep feeding you with enough cash to survive, and a steady stream of new hollows that need your attention. There's a wider world, cities, forests, the people who work the fields, the crown clinging to power, the pig preachers with their religion of rot, the normal people who don't hunt and can't see the peril the Isles are really in. Eventually, over a campaign, you might manage to do real damage to the malignancies, to turn the tide against them. Or you might succumb to the malignancies yourself, turning inwards, rotting like a peach till you sit monstrous at the centre of your own hollow, waiting for your friends to come and kill you. It's up to you. If you want to see hollows in play, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch some of us fight through the Sins of Grisham Priory, our quick start campaign. Or download it and have a go yourself. Good luck, Hunter.